Previously in the Adventures of Power Rangers, the party meet the former party member Kuo, who had to stay back at the Druid enclave of Kirinel as the orcs from the frontier were about to siege the town. He tells them about the devastation that the war has brought upon Kirinel and Ironwood, and that only the alliance of humans and druids allowed both towns to survive. He has been selected to substitute Bayan as the druid ambassador in Denver. Having a couple of drinks, the party shares some on each other the adventures of the past several months. How they originally discovered the tomb of the Great Equalizer and what happened in it. How they uncovered a secret facility in Venice called Cemetery, where the souls of the elderly people were extracted from them for unknown experiments. How Bayan, druid, was subdued by a vampire in Venice, and how they made friends with the paladins of Pelor. How they arrived at the capital Denver, and how they got involved in the plans to overthrow the current duke by the heads of the great families Burton, Unsan, Toliars, Ulrich, Condio, and how further investigation into this brought nothing less but death to Farvan. How they traveled to Owlfield, the hometown of Bob, where someone by the name of Brask was attempting to transform the whole population into soul energy. How with the help of the Third Army of Tithir, the town was assaulted, Brask killed, and his relationship with the Order of True Knight was discovered. They only briefly mention how they managed to retrieve Farvan's body and how he was brought back to the land of the living. How they assisted the Adventurers Guild, as well as followed the notes of Brask, which led them into the Pit of Malice. How they discovered the second tomb of the Great Equalizer, which was already empty, and how they learned his name. And also how they get captured by the Drow, and about their prison escape from the Pit of Malice. How they lost Bob due to the deck of many things in the town of High Lakes, and how his name, the Great Wizard, will now forever belong to one of the inns in the town. They also learned from Paula, who was doing his own investigation following the call for aid from his friend, about the excavations in the lands of Tiefling Kingdom that the Order of True Knight was conducting. The party spent the whole night sharing their stories, drinking, planning their next move, and bonding, as the ash blizzard outside of the embassy was slowly calming down. Okay, and we are live.
That was pretty big recap.
Yes.
We told all the story to everyone.
Yes.
By accident.
Well, yeah.
Well, Rave, some memorable moments just relieved?
No, I mean, some things were just accents, yes.
Of course. Yes, so as the video states, you have actually planned your moves, what to do across all the night as you were drinking and sharing your stories. And something is happening. Second. Yes, so yeah, all fine. So as you were discussing your plans later on, you came up with some points that you wanted to accomplish as you are back to Denver with your friends, all aligned on a single goal, which you probably can tell me what it is. And yep, the party currently find themselves in the morning as the ash blizzard from a recent eruption of the mountain of Iron Grip. It's kind of cooling down and most of the ash settled down on the ground. You noticed that in the morning Jackson spent quite some time clearing out the stairs that are leading to the yard as well as to the outside of the building, and he is periodically cursing, even quiet, but he's not really happy doing that.
All right.
So that's a morning of the next day.
So
Yes,
regarding the off-time activities, did we succeed on performing all of those?
Regarding your off-time activities, one of them that could be performed was the brewing of potions. That's a question to Rave. How much she can do for the party from the potions she knows, and how much she can do from the brewing jar that she carries with her.
Which one did I want to do? 10. Yeah, sure. I have so much experience. Nobody.
Nice.
Which
You even read the book that had disappearing text in it. Or like some kind of
Yeah, Rave has a lot
alchemistry
of options.
trance.
What kind of potions to make?
Yeah, but did we discuss exactly which potions I wanted to do?
Mhm.
Ah,
There were like,
whatever was gonna
I mean-
explode or have some fire. And I was
right,
gonna.
exactly. So something burnable, something that kind of does damage over time to the vampire, so that if it's a vampire, so that it cannot regenerate itself. That'd be good.
Okay, so you want to make
Yeah.
something flammable, yes?
Yeah, you had something like an oil of something. of
Yeah, I'm
explosion.
looking. I'm looking for that file, but I don't remember when or where I saved it.
Okay, that's then up to Rave because she knows how much she can make over one long rest period. Other than that, from all the bullet points of your plan, you can do them as your offline activity if you want to skip it all. Or we can play through at least the visit of Helena, for sure.
No. Helena is not offline.
Okay, yes.
I don't know.
The offline was the library of the vampires. So we technically researched when we were in the library about weaknesses of the vampires.
Yes, you did. So, just to recap about them, let me open my notes. So, you definitely know that they are severely impacted by the.
Dankeschön.
What's
Sorry.
happening?
It's just I got a very cool
Oh,
thing.
wow.
So this is the one I was looking for last time.
Wow,
Not sure if
that's
you can
cool.
see it on the screen. Yep. Okay, it doesn't quite match with the. But you get the idea, right? So this would be Foul talking.
Okay, that's really cool. And when without, that will be Paula. Yeah. As you're
Exactly.
controlling two
So,
characters.
shout out to my sister.
So back on your research regarding vampires and specifically about their weaknesses, you have previously encountered one vampire when you were saving Bayan from the possession back in Venice, and you already learned that they are quite they do dislike the holy water and the effects on them. They generally don't like to be under running water, so like rain or some continuous flow of water would cause them
Wait.
kind
Making
of
notes.
serious disturbance.
Mm.
Sas is
That
making
is-
notes, yes?
We're all making notes.
Yep.
Water against vampires, that's weird.
You also know that if you use a wooden weapon, wooden stake,
Wait, too much information.
if you
But the wooden
pierce,
weapons for killing them, right?
I mean, that's what mostly is being recorded, yes, the ways how to dispose of those monsters. So you also know that if you are using a wooden weapon and you pierce one of the vital organs to them, the vampire wouldn't die, but rather he would be permanently incapacitated until the object is retrieved from his chest. They are also extremely sensitive to the sunlight. That would weaken
Just
them
sunlight,
and-
not like candlelight.
Yeah, it should be natural sunlight or something that makes a sunlight, not just light, not just bright candlelight. No. So that would be one of the limitations. That's about their weaknesses. Regarding, are you also interested in their strength?
Of course.
Mhm.
Yes.
We're gonna go again
No.
for adventures to level up more. Come on.
I was just thinking, so we can actually kidnap His Highness. We can just put a wooden stick through his heart, and then we put him in the bag of holding. He's a vampire; he won't die. We can just carry him around wherever we want to. Like,
We still haven't been able to confirm that he's a vampire. How are we gonna do that?
well, if at some point we take
Holy
him
water,
out,
like, hey, boom. Yeah.
I mean, we can just try that with a bag of holding, and if at some point we take him out and he remains dead, then he was not a vampire. But I like the vampire to go idea. Like, so we don't have to immediately kill him. If he doesn't want to talk, we can think about how we make him talk. We can just take time. Because we shouldn't kill him like Brask last time. We had many questions for Brask, I
But
suppose.
we had problem that he can teleport away. That was the biggest struggle.
Who, His Highness?
The
do we have that?
vampire,
Um,
right?
Uh,
Vampires
so
can
one of
teleport.
the vampires have several important strengths that has been recorded, primarily by the paladins of Pelor, who are recorded to be their most vicious adversaries. So they always note that it's hard to take them down because of the natural regeneration that you also learned and observed previously. They also can easily climb and stay on surfaces which are vertical or horizontal. That's not a problem for them. So they have multiple escape paths when it comes to their natural, let's say, legs and arms. However, this is not their only form that they can take. Several accounts mention that once the vampire was cornered, he turned into a small bat. Shapeshift. And
So it's Wani all over again.
yeah, so they're able to do a shapeshift.
Small bat, yes.
Yes, yes. They, of course, capabilities are extremely limited in that form, but it's one of the
Right.
forms of escape.
And the bat also has the same capabilities, like it's afraid of holy water.
It would be, I would say
Or
yes.
it's just gonna be a bat. Yeah.
Yes, I would say yes. However, what's important about vampires is where are they located, where they targeted, and where they're slain. Because some forms of the higher vampires are able to escape death even if they are downed, if they're outside their lair or place of residence. Instead, they would turn into a cloud of mist and escape to the place where they would regain their health. The place they consider their home, the most sacred place for them.
So if he's a vampire, we don't have any problems. We can torture him, we can do anything. Because vampires are like illegal, right? No one likes them.
Are they illegal?
Regarding the legal position, as you're learning from the Temple of Anaikran, you currently do not have anyone who would openly proclaim them being a vampire and being a governmental
Right.
official.
So there would be no
However,
legal consequences.
Their other relationship with the law is usually on the individual base. So, they are known to be evil, lawful evil creatures, but some of them are actively being in the search by the authorities. Some of them are trying to make peace and do their things in quiet. So, yeah. They are in a semi-legal state anyway. Not the most welcomed race to be your neighbor. Yeah,
Good,
that's
good.
one of the bullet points that you wanted to learn about the vampires, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't found the silver, so silver doesn't do anything.
Regarding silver,
Silver cross,
Uh,
silver shackles, silver bullets.
according to the accounts of paladins, there is nothing of that would give you extra edge against the battle. So
Oh,
as long
okay.
as you're using the magical weapon, that would be sufficient.
Okay. That's good we didn't buy all the silver stuff yet.
Right.
Okay, crossing out all the silver stuff.
I
Damn
mean, we
it,
just
silver
need,
was fun.
but we need stuff made out of wood. You know, like something to pierce his heart, like a flock. I don't know if that's the word in English, the flock. Something like that. We should get it. The crossbow bolts from Polo, are they made out of wood?
Of course not.
What are they made of?
Metal.
The whole thing? The shaft is not made out of wood?
Of course.
Oh, sure. Good.
That's why it's called bolt.
Yeah. I just wanted to confirm, but said of course they're not. Good. But that means we have a backup plan.
Okay.
So,
So we just need holy water, chains, manacles, and the wooden sticks.
I don't think we actually need manacles, right?
Well,
So
Like the
yeah,
thing
because
is,
it can turn into.
as you learned about their shapeshifter capabilities, you also learned that in case they are not able to transform in those moments, this is most likely will be the end for them. If they're not
They
able to
cannot-
escape and regain their health back at their lair, that probably will be the end of them.
Does it mean it's the end of them?
they die.
They suicide themselves?
Maybe they starve. No.
No, so okay, just to
You're
clear out.
overthinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in
How does
case
it
they're
work?
not able to transform and escape as a bat or as a mist,
Mm-hmm.
they are prevented by some means to do that, and they most likely that would be the end of them. They will not withstand anymore because those would be their last resort actions.
I mean, it's just a bat, no problem. We're gonna catch it. Oh, maybe we can buy a net. A net, right? A net. It's a thing we can buy.
Yeah.
A bag and a net.
Yeah. Hello and
Fish
welcome
net.
everybody who joined us as the party called the Power Rangers are continuing the exploration of the capital of the Three Kingdom, Denver, and they are following their lead in the order of True Night and the actions. And currently they are making a bit of a shopping list. Yep. Okay, so you want to buy a net? Yeah, that's one of the. Yeah, don't forget to follow. That would be really nice. We have a goal of 50 followers. Would be nice to reach it once. Sometime.
So chains, like a chain. How to say it? A chain, like a 3-4 meters of chains
Made of what? Who is going to carry it?
of metal,
Metal.
like like a agricultural metal chain, like I don't know, for horses or for carriages.
But let's think about it. Like, if there's a bat and it's trying to fly away, and then we're trying to catch it with a net. It will be a contested roll, I guess, against the bat's agility, which should be super high. So if we then use like a net made out of iron rings, maybe that's not the way.
No, I don't. The net would be a normal
No.
one.
Ah, okay,
It was
sorry.
for the chains.
I got you
Yeah,
wrong.
it's just instead of the rope. Like the rope is it's not reliable. So metal chains. Then we need holy water.
I don't
Yeah,
think
There
we
is
can
an
chain one of these.
abundance of holy water in the city.
What do you mean?
Really? We can just go
There's a
and
lot of it, yeah. I mean, you
Do
know
it
at least
to
2 places
buy.
where you can get it. So
for free.
it's water after all.
Well,
Something is
yeah,
available for
but
free.
We can go
I
to the temple
guess.
of Harper.
Like,
Yeah, that's one
yeah,
of
but
the places.
usually, okay.
We can just
can
say
just
we're gonna
get it.
kill a vampire. You're gonna sponsor this trip.
Okay,
That's
so
fine. We can do that.
so someone who has a bag should carry that. I don't have any bags.
What kind of
Someone
bag?
with
What we buy, yeah, it's fine.
Bag of holding?
I guess
yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Manacles are pretty heavy.
Would you like to buy a new bag of holding? Do you have cash?
No, in my bag of holding.
We have 2 bags of holding, actually.
No, we
Say
only have
yes.
mine.
One. Yes.
No, the
No,
other
I-
one was Bob's,
Can we buy one in
and
credit?
that's
And the one you called yours is yours and firewalls.
yes, that's
Yes.
ours. Yeah, so I mean, but it's basically there's still a lot of space there, so we don't need a new one.
Yeah, you're not
But
carrying
we
any
might need
corpses
a
with you
space
at the
for a
moment.
person there.
We have
You
space.
can fit 3 people inside.
Come on, just buy another bag.
No.
I really want to get like those like Holzpflock, you know, like made out of wood, you know, this thing to especially
Can you maybe
pierce
send
like
us
the
a
vampire's
picture
heart.
in Maps and Lore channel? What do you mean?
Yeah, what?
Nails.
I
like
was
huge
thinking
nails.
about like going to the forest and just cutting some trees, and then we have our wood. But okay.
Just put in wooden nails and hammer.
Oh, the nails for our plan. Do we still want to do it?
What?
I mean, it's like not the
Nails.
best quality picture which I'm sending now, but it is
Just bait-
supposed to be about vampires. It's from Vampire Diary. Yeah, that kind of stuff. That's all we need.
Okay.
Well, who sells that? Like,
I don't know.
Carpenter?
Yeah, we can just go to a carpenter and be very specific about what we need.
okay.
Do you also need a cross with you? Just asking.
No, I mean, like, there's nothing like Christianity in this world, right?
No.
Temple of Irene?
No.
Joke.
They don't
What's
have
this?
a cross.
Yeah, they don't use
They
it.
should
There
build
has to
one.
be crosses in some church.
No.
Yeah, this is not any special equipment if you are asking, so that wouldn't be a trouble for you to find. So as you are currently conducting the list and gathering for the breakfast, Jackson comes back, talks with Bayan in his newly... with Kua. There's no Bayan. He explains him everything that's located in the building and where and what he can find at any moment. You can also overhear that he has arranged a meeting for him with the Duke in the afternoon. So he is expected to visit the court once he finishes his settlement. As a response, Kua says that he would like to order a couple of oak trees, or maybe ideally one single giant oak tree, that he could use for meditations for the yard, and it is to be planted in the center of it all. Jackson just nods and leaves the building. So, my friends, what would you like to do? That's cool.
People with charisma, maybe they can talk.
I seem to be able to follow my plan. I thought the Duke would be more busy this time of the year, especially with the hunt that is happening in this for the beast at the seas. But apparently he managed to find time for me, and yeah, I can start my responsibilities as soon as possible. What about you? He addresses Raven Farwell first, as the familiar faces.
I don't know. Like, what do we want to do? Do we just
Wait, I mean,
wait? Is Farwell there? I think Farwell is at the temple actually, at Polo. Right?
So, that's already a question to you. Is Farwell staying in the building for breakfast, or he is already left?
I mean, when did we find? I think probably Farwell wanted to go back to the temple, check out how he can help and investigate this matter, and talk to the priestesses and stuff like that, because he's concerned about the temple's well-being. So I'd say he went off to the temple.
Okay, then he is not there. Well, then it's Paula, Rave, and Sass. Gaki is in her room. Jackson is somewhere around. Koa is settling in the embassy building. So you're currently in the dining hall of the embassy.
I'm gonna make some tea.
Did I already read my letter? No,
No?
I was just doing the potions.
Yes.
But if I read the
did you
letter, I
figure
probably
out?
have to send you the contents.
Of course.
No,
Mm.
I stopped looking for it. I'll look for it again.
Okay. Rave, please keep on. Unless if you need help, I can probably help. But he's currently asking about your plans, how he can be of assistance.
We wanted to go with him to Helena.
No. He was gonna talk to the Duke.
But on the way, we can just go to Helena, because Helena is the same location.
Yeah, but did we already tell Ko what to ask the Duke? Because we still wanted to have some information about things. No.
No, you have
I mean,
only
we didn't wanna
exchanged
ask-
your past information and your past adventure that he missed while he was defending Kirinal. So other than that, he doesn't know anything about your upcoming plans.
And we said that we were gonna talk to him because he's kind of an embassy person. And if he can ask something more secret, it would look better on him than on us. Because we already caused a lot of problems. Like from the Avengers Council, I think we wanted to have him ask something, no?
But how
We
do
could
you
try that.
ask?
I mean, we're
Hey.
not gonna ask. He is going to ask because he also knows about this whole social circles.
It's up to him, and I mean, we cannot ask him to ask because he's gonna get killed. Like, hey, Quad, do you want to get killed? Ask this question.
Well, that was the whole point on telling quote things. That he was actually be somehow useful to
No.
us. Otherwise, what's the point?
I thought the whole point was that he goes with us to Helena, and then to Helena he says we are trustworthy people.
So
We never said
his
that.
appointment is in the afternoon, so he can still go with you.
think our rave party leader can decide.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Sas,
remember a
can you please
single
describe
mention
us
about it.
the tea that you are making, as the aroma is slowly spreads around the dining room?
Yes, I'm making actually a birch tea. So I took some wood from the trees, yeah, and I put them in the teacups,
That's so
and
wrong.
it feels like a sauna, you know, a little bit. But it's a fresh tea.
It feels like sauna, but you drink it, yes?
Yeah,
The taste of Finnish sauna. Or Turkish. Okay, just okay. There is no such in this world. Okay.
it's almost like a birch juice, you know, like a taste.
Ah. Mm. Like Birioska, or what is it called?
Yes,
Yeah, a birch tree.
I think you can even buy it here. in
Yeah,
the
you
stores.
can. At Edeka.
Yeah, I never
super
bought it. I don't
refreshing.
know if it's authentic, but birch sap it's called. Yeah, it's not juice.
Okay. So, are you letting Kua to try?
Of course, there's a pot for everyone. So whoever wants to have a tea, it's there.
As he is drinking your tea, he seems to be not really impressed by the quality of it. So it's okay. It's a fine stuff, but something that I do in Kirinel is way more energizing in the mornings.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything special. There's no components involved. Just natural herbs and water. Not even sugar. Very diet. Very good for your body. Just an appetizer before the breakfast.
Yeah.
And by the way, Rafe wanted to talk to you about our plans today. I think.
Rave, is there something you want to talk to me? Tell me.
No, I just wanted to know how
Come on, people.
I mean, if you talk to the Duke, I mean, even if I'm part of the royal family and all of that, I didn't do direct, like, political visits and things like those. So I'm not really sure how it works, but can you actually discuss some secret matters that many people might not be aware of with the Duke? Things like the Avengers Council, for example.
I didn't think about it, but as you're saying it, who else but the Duke who could have some knowledge about this topic? Fortunately, I wasn't properly initiated, and my uncle died before his time was due, so maybe I'm less of a danger.
I mean, thinking
he is a
about it,
member
like
of
Cole is
Avengers
the
Council.
closest.
As he
Cole
has
is the
a ring on
closest
his hand.
person. Guys, like Cole's the
I could try.
closest person we have to the Avengers Council. If we send him right into the open field and get him killed, it's kind of bad for us, right?
But it's the Duke.
Yeah, exactly. He's very powerful, and we don't know whom he leans towards, what his alignment is. We have no idea.
Oh, and you're gonna trust Helena. You don't trust the Duke that has more power and all of that. You trust Helena that is just a worker from him.
Helena, is it this
Yeah.
intelligence agency lady? Are you planning to visit her?
Yeah. We worked for her before.
Ah, right. That Airfield job.
Yeah, she's kind of a scammer, but she has a lot of information. I mean, not information, more like connections. Yeah.
She's definitely in my list of the people I would like to visit, so maybe I could accompany you. Are you heading
I
out
guess.
sometime now?
Well, we wanted to go like all of us. So, didn't we need like also Firewald?
Yeah. I mean, then probably we should check at the temple to get him from there, because I guess he's just like in, I don't know, in temple affairs. Just, but he should be there.
Yeah, he would be getting answers to those questions, basically. in the
Yeah.
email.
Yeah, he's reading through them right now.
Yeah.
So
And
did you ask
someone-
if Rave is a spy? One
Oh
of the
my
questions.
Of course not.
We already know that.
Okay,
I'm
so
not,
would
yeah.
you like to gather the whole party and basically go to Helena?
Yes, but did anyone go to the inn to look for Isantar?
We can send the Gaki. She's
I mean,
chill.
what if
Kind
he
of
was
just
there too?
You cannot just send Gaki like that. No.
Arvelt is not there.
But you're not there. We can just send Gaki.
Yeah, we can do
Yeah.
that. We can give her like 2 gold.
Wait. Actually, Gaki knows where the temple is, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, no. Let's tell Gaki to go to the inn, and well, if she finds Rizantar there, to meet us with or without him at the temple afterwards. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she goes to pick up Rizantar, right? That's all.
Yes.
And you
Yeah,
go?
and we go to the temple.
Okay, as you're walking out of the Gaki, she agrees pretty much immediately. She seems to be bored and disinterested in staying in a single room. She is a free bird and she would like to experience the fresh breath of air outside, even though now it's full of this like rotten eggs, a bit of aroma from the recent ash blizzard. As she's walking out of the building first, you see that as the door opens, there is a layer of this ash approximately 15 centimeters currently laying on the ground. And most of the places you already can see those trails that people leave in the most visible places, as they're easily spreading them left and right, those snowflakes, and people also trying to clean up their own inner yards from it. Some of people even shaking the trees to let them all fall, and then already collecting everything on the ground. So the town seems to be currently in a general cleanup action. As you're following through on one of the crossroads, Agaki is going left to visit the Inn of Frozen Arrow, where you were previously staying and where you left Rizantar last time, as you're proceeding further straight with the shortest road to the temple.
TM, would I know if this ash from the volcano is toxic or not?
Please roll for survival.
$16. Did it?
You definitely know that some crazy people previously were using the volcanic ash as one of the ingredients for some exotic teas, but you probably wouldn't do that firsthand. Other than that, if you're not actively eating that ash, that should be not really toxic or dangerous to you, to your skin, to your weapons. It's more of an annoyance, and mostly it's actually even beneficial for Earth, as it can serve as a fertilizer.
So it cannot be converted to a poison, to say. easily.
Everything can be a poison. That wasn't your question.
Okay then. I'm not gonna do anything with ash.
Yeah, it currently doesn't leave any. That's when you walk in the winter through the pile of snow, you usually have the sound of. But as you're walking through the ashes, nothing of that kind seems to be happening. Okay, we have seem to be dropping people. What happened?
Oh. Yeah, I saw that the image was kind of gone, but I thought it was just me, but no.
Possibly internet connection.
Or
No,
did
we
the
can-
connection go bad for you guys as well?
No, it's only for you.
Okay.
Okay, you're back. All fine. Yes, as you are traveling through the crowds and through the morning rush of workers around, you overhear quite a lot of conversations about, mostly from older people who are trying to calm down the kids who are happily running around through the piles of ashes and like spreading them around, making a disarray, disorder, and chaos, making everything as a game. Meanwhile, the adult and experienced people, they are just trying to clean up the mess as soon as possible and proceed with their morning routines.
Just a thought, like when Sas was mentioning the ashes and if it's like toxic or something like that. Thinking about it, we're about to probably encounter a vampire, and they rely like heavily like on their surroundings. And if they are, not resistant to water, or let's say if water is effective against them, maybe they're more about fire. Maybe this is like an environment where vampire would strive. Could that be? Like, volcanic eruptions, ashes falling from the sky, stuff like that. Just thinking about it.
You can also roll for survival. Paula.
Just a second. It's loading.
Did we had a long rest, by the way?
Yes, you can all mark a long rest.
Yay. Okay.
So I
I
just
mean,
rolled
did
a
it-
5. So I suppose I am not gonna
Five?
get any information. Yeah.
You only know that currently now the blizzard seems to be gone, the strong wind is gone. And other than that, when the blizzard is on and it's a very favorable time to do some dark deals and it maybe gives you a bit of extra cover from light, you as a Paula Bandalax, the rogue, wouldn't think of any other usage.
Mm-hmm.
Approximately half an hour later, as you are going directly to the temple, you are approaching the entrance as you're currently in Seven Churches district. And over there by the entrance, you see Farvald talking with the priestess.
So, when Fowl sees the party, he kind of, I don't know, just turns around and waves to them. But did Fowl get any new information regarding the temple? Is this temple safe? Did he find out anything? Except for his questions?
You would need to read your questions to see the answer is there.
What? No. No way, I read all of them. I mean about the current situation with the fire salamanders, I mean.
The answer is specifically in...
You have to find out.
Okay.
Did you figure it out? Who did it?
Who did what? No, actually, not really.
Okay. Just a random fire salamanders.
Actually, what's interesting?
Point number 8.
Number 8. Yeah, okay, but that's kind of a big thing. It's just like they didn't ask for anything in specific, right?
No, she doesn't tell you anything specific.
Okay. Okay, then never mind. So Fawad approaches the group and says, actually, there's an interesting information regarding Bob. Eyeing us.
Oh my god, Saz.
I'm gonna walk in front. Stand nearby.
I mean, at least partially, maybe it's a lead. So Fawad is taking the group towards the statue of Anacron, which is erected in the temple, and shows at points at the hands. And there, everyone can basically see that Anacron is holding a deck of many cards there. So, the meaning of this very deck for Anacron seems to be, I guess, important. And maybe that's an angle for us to find out more about Bob.
Was it there
Just
before?
Good point.
I think so.
And you just saw it now. Okay.
Yeah, I just asked about it. So.
Well, then it means that the only creature or being that can answer the questions is Anacron.
Maybe yes.
I mean, if the
Did you find out where the Bob is?
Not quite. I found out whom to ask.
Wait.
Yes, but maybe.
Something happened with the microphone.
yeah.
What happened?
Now it's fine.
It's back.
Okay.
It was Anacron speaking. Censored information.
Yes, as you all come into the statue of Anacron, which is standing on the left side from the entrance of the building, you see this massive marble statue of an elf, and in one of his hands he is holding something that resembles the deck of cards.
So, I think I will mention that next time I talk to Anacron. Maybe he can give us a lead. But probably, I suppose we have to do something for him. I think he's not going to give it for free. So, yeah, I'll let you know once I get in touch with him.
Isn't the social work you're doing here not like good enough? You know, helping clean the temple and like the ashes and everything.
Actually, I didn't do much. Not
Well,
yet.
then you should do more.
Maybe you should help me.
Me? No, I don't think he values that.
Oh, of course. Knowledge is welcome from every source.
How do you actually sign up to be an Anacron follower?
I think first of all you have to share some knowledge, and which is important. Kind of maybe like with causes, but you don't sacrifice something, but you share knowledge. And then I guess first you would just talk to the priests, and maybe eventually touch the tree to see if you're worthy.
Okay. So
What information did you
touch the
have?
tree.
I would not touch the tree without consent from the priestess.
Talk
I really
to
wouldn't.
priestess.
Yeah.
Come on, nothing will happen. It's a. Can I touch a tree now?
No.
Ask them, ask the priestess.
She's
Like
standing right there,
nicely,
Fawad.
politely. Yeah. Says.
No, I'm not gonna ask them why.
Because this is a temple.
I thought
Farwood is not gonna let
if they
you.
want me to become a follower, they should just allow me to touch the tree.
You should know that as a
Oh.
monk that you should respect the traditions.
Exactly.
I
Don't forget,
respect,
all of this is important to Farwood. He's not gonna let you touch the tree like that.
but it's the easiest way to find out
I think you
if I
can just
could be the
ask.
follower.
So, no, Farwood doesn't think so. You have to be worthy it. You have to walk, you have to cherish, you have to respect everything.
I can run 50 feet, vertically. Isn't that good enough to be a follower?
No.
I can punch trees. What else can I do? I don't know. But information, okay, information. Then I'll be gathering some information then maybe in exchange for Anachron's information. Okay.
I mean, I have been kind of, how to say, getting into the temple, like, not by normal means, being a champion and all of that. So maybe you should just ask the priestess how it is for a normal outsider to become a follower of Anachron.
Okay.
Maybe there's like a simple step-by-step guide.
Maybe they have some pamphlets.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to one of the priestess and gonna really, insist on getting information about how can I touch the tree legally. How can I get a
So many
permission
people.
to touch the tree?
As she's looking at you, and she definitely hears the tone of your questions and how you ask them, she responds with a simple phrase. Tell me truthfully, are you the champion of an icon?
No. I just want knowledge.
There are many who seek it, but not many that gain it. Is there something you can bring in return?
I can do something for the temple, of course.
Sure, we always happy for any help.
Did I get in that she wants gold, basically? Can I,
You
insight
can roll
check?
for insight, yes.
What else does she want? Everybody wants
24.
something else.
So, as you're looking at her outfit with all the ruby gemstones and the way how her careful hairstyle is being made, you observe that she is currently behaving herself extremely polite, but she is currently doesn't consider. She sees you as an outsider, somebody who doesn't really belong here, and who looks and behaves way differently than she would. And overall, she's just being polite. You're one of the 1,000 visitors who visited, so you get.
Come
a
on, there's
standard
not 10,000
administration.
visitors of level 10 monks visiting this place.
Level 10
That
monk? What is
sucks.
that?
I can run fast and punch things. Basically. That's it.
At this
think.
moment, she recommends you not to punch trees, as you tell her about your outstanding qualities.
I'll tell you, maybe I will find a different way to reach Anachron. If yeah, maybe we'll talk
Anacron
later.
hears, Anacron knows.
Did I saw Anachron actually? Did Sas saw him? No, probably not, right?
That's a question to Sas, what he saw.
No, he like the Anachron never showed up after giving the cards, really, and after the underground. Yeah, so
Actually, Anachron never already showed up in anyone except Faut, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
No, when we were resurrecting you, he was there.
You saw
But-
him?
There was Rave and Bob.
Yeah, Bob saw him, not Sas. Sas never saw him. So for Sas, he is a mystical creature never seen before. Okay, I will give her like a cold look, I remember you. And we'll see who talks to Anacron first, you or me. And I'll walk
As
back.
you turn away from her, return back to the party, you see how Gaki, she joins the rest of the crew by the doors. Hey, I've just been to the inn. The door to his place is still closed, but the innkeeper didn't let me in, even though I said they were his friends. He also didn't say he saw him since last time we left. So he also himself doesn't really know if he's still in the room. The room is paid, so there's still one more day until he's going to, say, disrupt his peace, if he's even still there. So I was just, with all my persuasion and promises for free performances, that made he just didn't bargain for that. So I haven't seen Rizantar, and I don't know about his whereabouts. Starts to worry me, actually. Kind of got used to that guy.
Oh my
Hmm.
god.
The big city.
Maybe
still
he's
at
has
the
some
Temple
of Irene.
newcomers.
I think
Ah.
he's in trouble. Like, they're like some racist people, I guess. Yeah, maybe we have to look out for him. But the timing, come on.
The Temple of Irene is also here. We can check if he's there.
Maybe I can see
Okay.
if they have any poetry collections. Maybe something I could use for another ballad. And the Gaki,
Of
she
course.
escapes your group and goes to the priestess.
Actually, it's also daylight. So maybe Rizantar is in his room because it's daylight?
No. He was traveling with us during the daylight. He's not a vampire.
He's a drow.
He's probably at the temple. He came here to go to the temple.
Okay.
I mean, we can just go.
So, you're currently all, except for Gaki, standing by the entrance to the Temple of Anaikron. You notice that there is a particular amount of crowd who is currently entering the Temple of Kothus. And Rave, you would know that soon would be the time for the offerings.
Yeah, I'll get away from it.
Yeah, you notice a couple of tieflings in the line that is quickly assembling.
Yeah, I'll do something like this. I don't want them to recognize my face.
Why?
Please roll for stealth.
Well, I guess.
Suspicious.
They'll recognize me. 8.
8. You're
Mhm.
trying to keep your head down and kind of turn around from the crowd, standing with your back to them mostly. You're not really good at that, so you don't really know how successful you were. Nobody actually shouted, "Oh, there is a tiefling there." So it just, life goes on.
Great. Nice. Okay.
What would you like to do next? That's fascinating. This is the first time the Kuo is actually giving his remarks about the temple. I only wish this magnificent tree wasn't damaged due to the fires and damages here.
Howard is like, since you're a druid, maybe you can help the temple. This tree is very important and sacred for my people. Maybe you could have a look at it. I'm sure they wouldn't mind an experienced druid giving his insight.
I can see the scale of the damages from here, of course. And it definitely would take me some time. Is it really worth it? I have an appointment.
It is the most sacred thing in this whole temple. I'd really ask you, like, we know each other because of our friendship. Please, would you have a look at it? That would mean a lot to me. Plus, it would definitely be good for you to improve your ties to Helena, because she's a follower of the Temple of Anacron as well, which in terms might put you on the good side of the Duke. This would be the perfect entrance into the political landscape here.
Persuasion with advantage, please.
Wait, Fawad said that. Second. First one is 23. Second one is 13, so let's go with 23.
He thinks about your argument and the one that you said that it would be a very nice entrance to the political sphere. Actually, probably that turned his opinion. Yeah, I can definitely take a look. Let's see how much time would it take. And with
Okay.
inspired look, he proceeds all the way to the priestess.
Can I follow
follows him? Yeah, Fawad
my God.
follows him to introduce him to the priestess and show that he's like a trustworthy
Also,
person.
Sas also follows.
I'll say outside because I don't want to see the scene that someone's gonna cause now.
You catch up with him right as he's standing a couple of meters, social distancing from Gaki. And as she is like grabbing a few of the notes that were creepily written for her by the priestess, and they have their own copy of the Song of Courage. I have to check it. And with the fire in her eyes, she quickly runs to the stairs to the second floor.
Fire in her eyes. Farewell.
Yeah, you notice how her fiery hair starts to also
Oh
Salamanders.
no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
She's a fire genasi, right?
How does Fawad feel about that? Let's say
You tell me,
concerned.
how does a fireball feel about it? That's not a roll. That's...
So Fawad had this certain moment of realization when her hair flared up in this fiery manner. All of a sudden, he was very aware of all the paper and books in the library present, and he feels like in a strong inner conflict, but for now he maintains it to himself.
She flies like a wind by your past and raises to the second floor easily.
Yeah,
With
but
great
I mean,
motivation.
right now he's like busy introducing Quo to the priestess, but he's wary about her, and he's trying to keep an eye on her about what she's doing.
Yeah, exactly at this moment, Quo makes a few steps towards the priestess, who seems to be looking at him and then at you as you're right behind his back. Are you saying anything, or?
Yes, of course. So I address her in a courtly manner with a typical Anacron greeting. And yeah, dear priestess, this is a fellow friend of mine, actually in the new appointed ambassador of the Druid Enclave. Might I introduce to you Quo? And then I make this introduction and explain the whole reason why he's here and that he might actually be able to help this vast druid knowledge to save Anacron's tree after this very, very condemnable attack by the Faisal Manors.
My full name is Suakua Karim of the Oak District of the Druid Enclave. and he makes a simple note. I'm here on the behalf of my people, and a friend of mine, he has told me that maybe I could be of help to your temple, as my people and my abilities, we usually live in a synergy with the surrounding world. And seeing the damages around me here, they can truly bleed my heart. Of course, what do you think you could help us with? She looks... maybe I would be able to help with the regeneration of this particular exemplary species, as he points at the tree. He doesn't know really how to properly call it. Wait a second, he needs to roll. Yeah, he says species. Sure, but make sure you are not... Are you a champion of an icon? He takes a pause and says, no, I'm not. In such case, I would recommend you avoid touching it directly, if you can. He says, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. And he turns to the right side and starts walking towards the Tree of Knowledge. What do you do? Just to remind you how it all looks like, I'm gonna post it in Maps Lore channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hello and welcome everybody who joined as a party of the Power Rangers is currently assisting in mitigating damages to the Temple of
He's gonna
Nightron.
turn it into a birch, or oak.
That would be funny.
What do you do, the rest of you, as he's approaching the tree?
Well, we're gonna go to the Temple of Erin.
Okay.
That should be just
Us?
there, right?
Yeah, it's kind of across the crowd which gathers next to the Temple of Costis. So,
I want to go near the tree together with Quo.
okay. So Rafe, you're going alone. Paula?
Yeah, fine.
I guess Paul is just going for a stroll through the library because he hasn't been there quite that often. He's just interested in what he might find. Just
So that
lurking
says
around the
something.
corners, observing people, looking who's frequenting the temple, looking for interesting things. Checking
Okay.
where Gaki is.
So you can roll meanwhile for perception. Is that what Paula is going to do, Rafe? You're currently going all the way to... You're leaving the temple and you're seeing the crowd of people. You're trying to follow the same pattern, hiding your face from people as... and the closer you're getting to the Temple of Irene, the more people of, let's say, lowest social status you're observing, especially a couple dozens of beggars and a couple of
course.
kids who are running around and playing with the catch. A few dozen hands are actually... people are seeing your outfit, and a few dozen hands are actually expanded to a direction.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sarah,
I ignore them.
a bit,
ignore them.
a bit for the bread.
I already gave you a lot last week.
Ah, the snubble
Did
bitches.
you?
As you're
Yeah.
proceeding further inside of the temple, we're gonna come back to Rafe, as we're now jumping back to Claw and Sas and Harvard. So, as Kua is approaching the tree, it's currently towering above all of you as it takes like 3-4 floors high. Just as on the picture. The closer you're getting, the more apparent is the damage which has been dealt by the intense fire to this specimen. The closer Kuo comes closer, the more serious his face becomes. As he is inspecting the tree, he is saying, "This is not an ordinary specimen, as I thought. This is not something that actually requires water or sunlight or even soil. How does it actually live? Is it actually alive? I don't see any leaves. Harvard, do you know anything about it? Can you tell me more?"
My
I know
best
how
guess
to
would-
treat trees, but I'm not entirely sure if I can call it a tree, if you know what I mean.
That's interesting. Well, my best guess would be that it lives on memories and knowledge. You know, it's a very sacred tree. It's tightly knotted to my deity. This tree gives visions if you touch it, but only if you're one of its champions.
I was suggested not to, and I'm not gonna violate the rules of this place. You're saying memories. Maybe something that it stores, maybe this is something that would be able to heal it.
You think it needs the right memories to heal?
I'm not the one who judges right or wrong. How can you judge the memory?
Yeah. Okay, I need to get some memories then. Let's harvest.
Question to Farvald, you have already given the minor souls to Nike, right?
Yeah, it was about 100. You know?
Okay. Yeah, just confirm it.
And then I had like those from the men from Wani. There was like 3, I think. So I also gave them to Nakan.
So
I didn't give them to the
you're
tree.
empty.
Yeah, right now I'm empty.
As you're currently observing Kua getting closer to the tree, he is trying a spell. As he's making one figure with his hands, he is repeating it several times, and that seems to be not really taking any effect. Then
No
he's
effect.
casting another
Okay.
spell. Concentrating with his quarter staff at the tree itself. As you observing it, you notice that at the exactly point where he is pointing, a tiny leaf starts to appear, growing on the long ago dried branch. But as a leaf grows, you soon start to notice how it becomes to age. And a few moments later, drops and starts to float in the air.
First tree.
Okay.
Currently, it's on a second
So,
level, second floor height.
So since Fowl knows about curses, does this look like the tree's cursed? I know, like it's cursed not to live, like a curse that impedes it from growing, living.
Are you asking it out loud or asking DM? What we doing?
So Farbold was thinking about a curse, and given that he knows about curses, he takes a specific look at the tree to determine could it be a curse, which is lying on a tree or not.
I would say roll Arcana with disadvantage.
Ooh. 2 times 10. Okay.
2 times 10. So you have previously been able to remove curses from certain objects that were mundane objects, nothing special about them. So your knowledge about removing curses is not enough to make any conclusions regarding what's happening. As Core is
okay.
looking at the leaf slowly falling down at you both, he's saying, I wish my druidic powers were strong enough, and if that would be an ordinary tree, what I did now definitely would help. But there seems to be need for a different kind of treatment.
Okay. Well, anyways, thank you a lot for taking the time, Quo. And if you know maybe some kind of master druid, maybe it would make sense to reach out to him.
This is definitely an interesting specimen. I will send a report about it to the Emerald Council.
Thank you very much.
And he turns around and he nods to the priestess and is about to leave the building. We are jumping back to Rave. Rave, as you just bypassed a couple dozens of hands which were reaching to you in the hope for the donations, you're entering the Temple of Irene. Did you previously visit it a single time?
Yes. But it wasn't. Or did they heal me?
It was Ironwood.
Okay. But I think we came to this one as well. This
So as you're
was more of
currently-
a scam than the other one.
As you're currently observing the building, you seem to notice exactly the same architectural pattern as the Temple of Irene back in Ironwood. It's just 4 or 5 times bigger than that. The place allows it,
Oh.
and it seems to be on par with other temples around here. Not smaller, not bigger, kind of fitting the place. As you're entering the giant doors inside, you observe a couple dozens people lying on the very right side of corner of a room. You notice that people over here, you notice a few of the priestesses. Just to example of, let me send you a few of the pictures so that you can recall how it all looks like. So if you look in the maps and lore, you will see a couple of pictures now.
It's impressive.
It is.
Yes. As you're
Or
passing
enemies.
through the people who don't definitely belong to the nobility or higher classes, people are following you with their eyes. You definitely wasn't left unnoticed. You don't see a single tiefling among the visitors. elves,
Yeah, but
half elves, humans, couple of dwarves. Where are you heading?
Do
What
I-
exactly are you looking for?
Well, first I would like to see if I can find Risantar just by because he looks different than the rest as well.
Yes, you know exactly that all of the headmasters of the Temple of Irene are drows, and currently you're not able to locate a single one. However, there are plenty of priestess who are dressed in white robes. They're currently tending to people in different conditions, and from the pieces of conversation you can hear, you realize that many of them are from Ironwood and are refugees.
Do I notice any priestess that is not like so busy right now, or that has like
The
a waiting
the one that's
time?
not
Mhm.
the one that's not busy is standing by the entrance with a small box, and she kind of points it to all the entrances, and it's for donations. All others seems to be running around tending to people and their needs.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go to her and try to ask her. I mean, I'll give her like.
Welcome to the Temple of Irene.
Mhm.
If you could please
you.
provide just a bit talking of for all the services we do for the good of the people. Maybe the blessing of Irene will come upon you. What do
Yeah,
you
I'll
think?
take 10 gold.
You take 10 gold from her?
No, I'll give to her because she's taking donations.
I just thought like Bob was going to like turn and he's
No, I don't steal money from Irene's temple now.
Thank you. Please reduce the money from the inventory.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much. How can I be of assistance? You don't seem to be like someone who needs immediate attention. So please forgive my sisters if they're not attending to you right away.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just looking for a friend of mine that's a follower of the temple that might have been here or that might still be here, who knows. And I kind of lost him because he was just like checking the city. I was just showing him the city, but I left him alone for a little bit and then I lost him. So I think that he ended up here. I just wanted to ask about him. He's a drow. Have you seen any today? I mean, other than people that you work with.
Yes, definitely. I think you should be talking with Master Torfus. Please go all the way by the left wall and to the second corridor and then turn to the right. And there you would find his cabinet.
Hey, can I just get there? Like, I don't need some special permission or waiting a lot of time for him?
No, of course not. If he is able
Okay.
to attend to your needs and you seem to be able to provide both for us and for your own needs, Temple of Irene always welcomes such visitors in all times.
Of course.
And
Thank you.
she
Thank you.
turns to the next visitor who walks in.
Mm-hmm. Then
Yeah,
I'll
it takes
follow her
you some
instructions.
effort
Mhm.
to follow her instructions, as next to the required corridor there are a lot of people lying on the ground, so you actually a few times you had to cross and step over them to actually get into the corridor, which was surprisingly empty and dark.
Okay. Do I feel in danger? No, alright. It's the Temple of Irene. What can happen?
Rave doesn't take them seriously. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, as you're passing the first door, it seems to be closed, but the second door, as per description, it's semi-opened, and from the inside you see a light from several dozens of candles coming into the corridor.
Do I see anybody like standing or doing something
From your
in the
point of
room?
view, you currently can only see part of a room where there is a small, simple bed is located, but other than that, you don't see anything from the visibility.
Well, I mean,
from the
I wouldn't really be. Yeah, I'll knock on the semi-open door. Hello, is anyone there?
Cesara,
Waiting for
is it
someone.
you? Please come in. Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's a visitor. Is it Master Torfus?
Torfus, yeah.
Torfus.
Ah, visitor. Okay. Yeah. The door. Please. The door is not closed. Come in.
Okay,
As you walk
thank you.
inside of the small room, you notice there are table, a couple of dozens of bookshelves, completely full with books and scrolls. Currently, it seems to be like a more of a man cave rather than a working cabinet, and somebody would be much better to clean up here to bring some order to stuff. In the middle of the mess and papers and books, there sits a drow in the red robes, similar that you've seen back in the Temple of Irene in the Ironwood. I'm Master Torfus. How can be of help? Would you like to provide a donation? Are you
Oh, I already
follower of
provided
Irene?
one
Would you like a pamphlet?
for the. No, thank you. I used to distribute them as well. Like I'll helped you a little bit in the past. Yeah, but I still have some to distribute. Don't worry. Yeah.
Please roll for
Um.
deception.
Oh my god.
with
Seriously.
advantage. With advantage.
Okay. But he was just gonna believe me. Okay, 23 first one. Yeah, 23 looks good.
That's small enough. Yeah, it's always welcome to see somebody spreading the word of Irene around. And how can I be of help?
I'm so sorry to disturb you at this time. You're probably super busy, or
Yeah,
like
there are a lot of
praying.
refugees coming from the Ironwood. The war
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
frontier didn't leave anyone untouched.
Yeah, I saw that,
Unfortunately,
and
our
like
southlands were really disturbed, so people are flocking as much as they can to the north.
yeah, your help is really important in the situation. Then I will not like take a lot of your time. I am just looking for a friend of mine that came with me, and I kind of lost him while discovering different places here in Denver. He's a drow, so if you've seen him, probably you would know, because there are not so many that would come not working here. So have you seen any today? Maybe his name is Rizantar. He's a follower of Irene as well.
Rizantar, you know him?
Yeah,
Are you friends?
he never mentioned me. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually stepped by yesterday as he was inquiring
Yesterday.
about our rites of initiations and everything that's related to our service and the people. He seemed to be
Okay.
quite fresh and new, but I felt that his heart is pure and willing to help. And it was a big surprise to find someone of my underworld brethren walking freely on the streets of Denver with the good in his heart. So I definitely assisted him and explained him the ways of Irene as much as I could. Of course, we were not forcing him into anything. He said he might come back as he have other considerations as well, what he wants to do and what he wants to with his skills and ideas. But I told him that the doors of a temple would be always open for him.
Okay. And he didn't mention like that he was gonna go somewhere and then come back because he had some plans. I'm just trying to understand where
said,
he might have gone.
There are several of the religious deities and their dogmas which are appealing to him. So he still didn't decide whom to follow, whom to dedicate his life to.
Oh. So he is right now in religious exploration, according to that.
That's very well said. I would suspect so.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I might then. Well, but he did mention that he would come back after completing some things that he was doing. Maybe.
No, he didn't. I didn't force him into answers, and he didn't tell me much.
But you never told him, like, oh, that he could go to another city to talk to another one of the priests?
I briefly
right?
mentioned it to him, the traditions of the Temple of Irene and our brief structure of the temple. So yeah, it was basic questions that anyone seeking the goods for the people could receive from me. Would you like to become a follower of Irene? You on the next level? You said you were distributing
No,
pamphlets already.
not. Yes, I am. But for now, I just want to say like that. I don't have so much time. For now, because I have a lot of other things, and I think that someone that follows Irene needs to use most of their time, like doing it. Yeah. Otherwise, it like disrespecting. That's what I think. That's why for now I have to decline the offer.
I understand.
Yeah. But just if by any chance he comes back, can you tell him that his best tiefling friend is looking for him? He'll know. I'm almost the best friend, so yeah. He might know how to find me.
What was your name? What was the name? I forgot.
Oh, I didn't say my name. My name is Rave.
Okay, so best friend Ray. Sure.
Yeah, you don't have to say the name. He would understand. Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything else I
thank you
could
for
help you
your
with?
time. No. That was it. Now I'll just leave you alone. I know that you guys are doing a lot of stuff. Thank you again. And yeah, praise Irene.
Yeah, may Irene be with you. As he making the
Right.
farewell gesture to you, and he sits down, continuing with his papers.
I'll
Are you
mimic
returning
that
back to
and
the
I'll
party?
leave. Yeah. Yes.
We're back to the temple where Kuo is about to leave it, and currently Gaki is on the second floor, writing something down. As you can see her reading and some notes on the side, forward from the place where you are. Sas, you're currently not far from that place as well. So with Paula, back to Paula. So Paula doesn't need to roll for his because he is using all the powers of his perception to understand the surroundings and the people. This is the very first time he has seen the whole scene that Kuo has just tried to attempt next to the tree, but he was mostly following the way how the whole surrounding is organized, trying to make those mental maps in his head, just in case, you never know. As he noticed that primarily operation happens, of course, by the administration desk, and then not far from it there is a small stool with the scrolls where the Temple of Icon offers the scrolls, magical scrolls sales. He also notices that most of the directions, sometimes the smaller, lesser priestess are coming to the administrator and asking for orders. They're receiving small notes with them, and then they're leaving to different parts of the library, sometimes colliding to 5th floor, sometimes to 3rd, but none of them are going to the 6th and 7th floor, which were mostly damaged by the fire. Currently in the vicinity of the inner yard of the temple, there are about 25 people. As you're observing them, currently the most excited from them all is Gaki. That her hair is still flashing a bit with red, or maybe more of orange. All others are mostly having a couple of tomes next to them, and they are carefully looking at something, comparing with their notes, and going to the next tome. So people are looking for something in those books. Nobody is acting loudly or strangely or maniacally. It seems to be kind of peaceful place. Nobody bothers anyone.
Okay. So Polo is kind of interested in the upper levels, like the 6th and 7th floor. So he's trying to steal himself away, like in a stealthy way, so that no one would notice. Unsuspicious way. Just wants to check out, because if there has been damage, maybe there are some books or scrolls lying around, and he'd just be interested in what he could find. He's just naturally curious, but he knows he's like in a place where he shouldn't. He really doesn't want to be seen, so he's really keen about not causing any troubles. But still, he investigates. And by the way, the perception roll you were asking before, do you need to roll still?
No, that was just a general. You had a position. Okay, this one will be a stealth with a disadvantage.
Okay. Why disadvantage? Why though? Okay, Okay. 20 and 18.
Those are good rolls. So as you're trying to attract as minimum attention as possible, periodically jumping from one shelf to another as one of the priestesses passing by, and then you're slowly approaching one floor after another. The closer you get to the top floors, the more disturbance you find under your feet. That all the bottom floors seem to be perfectly cleaned up, not a single page from any single book or any book is lying on the floor. But the higher you are getting, the more work seems to be still need to be done by the priestess. Periodically you are finding the pieces of the burned paper or burned books which might have collapsed from upper floors. They're not in the languages that you would know, so you're just crossing them over. As you're getting higher, you observe that in some places the walls have been completely destroyed by that much of an intensity of a fire. So, yeah, as you're comparing the damages over here on the bottom floors next to the tree and next to the shelves, you clearly can identify the places where the heat was the most intense. Whether it originated there or something else happened there, but those, with your investigation skill, passive investigation, that's more than enough. Yes. What exactly are you looking for? You're currently not far away from the 6th floor to go there.
So I think it's just basically like a non-particular driven curiosity of Polo. Like maybe he sees something very valuable that looks like someone forgot. Like maybe he finds an interesting book he can sell, something like that, or maybe just get like some information about what actually happened there. You know, it's like kind of a crime scene in a way, and he's always fascinated by this. But of course he always looks for opportunities. So if he feels like no one's really watching him, he might just let something slip very carefully, but he might.
Okay, with your stealth roll, that's enough to justify it. As you're able to, you find some section which has been half burned over there. And as you're observing one of the recent priestess passing by, you quickly duck under one of the tables, then reappear. You're looking at the familiar symbols that you find interesting, and you collect a couple of books from the shelf in no particular order. Please mark those.
Like,
Unless you want to
books,
exactly
okay.
inspect them right now, right there.
No. I just take them. So just I mark a couple of books in the inventory. Okay.
Yes.
Done.
We're going to Sas. As Farvald is following after Kor, who is already leaving the temple, there is something that you feel a small touch on your left shoulder. No sound. Say something.
Damn it.
No sound.
No, I can't hear. Try again. I think there was sound in between.
That's a kid's voice or something. What happened?
Sounds hilarious.
Hello. Is it better?
Yes,
You're
now it's
back, you're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we welcome everybody who's watching. Please feel free to chat, ask questions about everything what we're doing. We are happy to talk with you. Meanwhile, as Sas feels minor touch on his left shoulder.
Okay, just turn around. Is it the priestess?
Can you please describe your movement, how you do it, how swift it is? What?
It's not casual movement, not feeling danger. No. So, not showing any unnecessary aggressive movements, no. Just turning around.
As you're turning around with your left shoulder, using exactly the technique and movement that you know by heart, being ready to apply it if necessary, you realize that your senses have fooled you a bit. Maybe you've been over nervous, oversensitive, but there is no one standing behind your back. And what you felt on your shoulder was not other people's touch, but it was a leaf which was falling from the tree.
Is it the
I
one
thought-
that the core created?
Yes.
It's Bob. He turned into a leaf.
Just gonna put it back.
Put it back. Stick it to the tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you are touching this piece of leaf in your hands, you look at it, and with your eagle eye vision, you notice that there is something written on this piece of leaf in a very, very tiny font, but both sides of the leaf are occupied with letters.
Do I read it? I'm gonna look around if someone threw this leaf at me. Suspiciously.
Yeah.
You're looking around, and the only person moving is Paula, who is climbing on the 5th floor right now.
So it must have been the Quo who left the note. What does it say? What does it say?
So let's go on a short break. 5 minutes.
Right.
It's a location of Bob. It has to be.
I think so. Yeah.
We'll see
It's
what
like,
happens.
this is Bob. I'm on a 6th floor.
Don't spoil my prank, please. Don't tell them.
Yeah. Okay, so let's have a 5
Alright.
minutes break and we'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Please stay tuned.
Alrighty.
Previously in the Adventures of Power Rangers, the party meet their former party member Kuo, who had to stay back at the Druid enclave of Kirinel as the orcs from the frontier were about to siege the town. He tells them about the devastation that the war has brought upon Kirinel and Ironwood, and that only the alliance of humans and druids allowed both towns to survive. He has been selected to substitute Bayan as a druid ambassador in Denver. Having a couple of drinks, the party shares among each other the adventures of the past several months. How they originally discovered the tomb of the Great Equalizer and what happened in it. How they uncovered a secret facility in Venice called Cemetery, where the souls of the elderly people were extracted from them for unknown experiments. How Bayan, druid, was subdued by a vampire in Venice, and how they made friends with the paladins of Pelor. How they arrived at the capital Denver, and how they got involved in the plans to overthrow the current duke by the heads of the great families Burton, Unsan, Toliars, Ulrich, Condio, and how further investigation into this brought nothing less but death to Farvan. How they traveled to Owlfield, the hometown of Bob, where someone by the name of Brask was attempting to transform the whole population into soul energy. How with the help of the Third Army of Tethir, the town was assaulted, Brask killed, and his relationship with the Order of True Knight was discovered. They only briefly mention how they managed to retrieve Farvan's body and how he was brought back to the land of the living. How they assisted the Adventurers Guild, as well as followed the notes of Brask, which led them into the Pit of Malice. How they discovered the second tomb of the Great Equalizer, which was already empty, and how they learned his name. And also how they get captured by the Drow, and about their prison escape from the Pit of Malice. How they lost Bob due to the deck of many things in the town of High Lakes, and how his name, the Great Wizard, will now forever belong to one of the inns in the town. They also learned from Paula, who was doing his own investigation following the call for aid from his friend, about the excavations in the lands of Tiefling Kingdom that the Order of True Knight was conducting. The party spent the whole night sharing their stories, drinking, planning their next move, and bonding, as the ash blizzard outside of the embassy was slowly calming down.
Things happen to us.
We are back live.
Yeah, we didn't have
Okay,
time to.
welcome back. We are coming from the short break. Thanks everybody who joined in as the party of the Power Rangers following the hot trail of the Order of True Knight, trying to locate where their friends are in the capital of Denver, as well as experiencing unexplainable things in the Temple of Nikron. So, we ended at the moment where Sas was standing under the Tree of Knowledge in the temple, and quite a significantly heavier than the usual leaf fell on his left shoulder. As you are grabbing it in your hands, nobody seems to notice that as you were previously looking around, and you notice there is something written with a very small font on both sides of the sleeve. If you look from a side, from really afar, it doesn't look any different, but only with the investigation up close, those letters would reveal themselves. Sas, what to do?
Yes. I'm reading. Can I read?
Out loud.
Absolutely.
But I'm not gonna, no one is there, so only I read.
As usual.
Okay, I will send you in private what exactly you see.
Should I take it with me? I mean, I can read it and put it back to the tree. No, then someone else is gonna read it. I'm gonna put it in a pocket.
Was there only one leaf?
Maybe there's a branch is gonna fall on me next. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm
Okay,
just saying, like, if there were
please check
multiple.
your-
It falls down from a sixth
As
floor.
you don't want to share it with the stream and the players, feel free to.
As usual.
Actually,
Oh my God.
maybe we can do it as
No.
a part of the Yeah, I'm going to for our viewers, I'm going to mute you, Rafe and Farvald for a second. So you cannot hear, but I will say it out loud what happened.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, can we still talk?
Okay, now it should be just us. Sus, as you are looking at the leaf, you are finding out that both sides of the sleeve, you find dozens and dozens of names written there. They're just
but
going
they
one
make-
after another, one after another, one after another.
I don't recognize a single one, right?
None of the names for you seem familiar or known. There is approximately 100 names written in there.
Uh-huh.
I sent you an example.
Okay, so the... Okay, it's just some knowledge out of the tree.
Okay, I am going to enable back.
Yeah,
Okay.
really, now finally we know what happened. Good.
Okay, Ray Farvald, you're back. Fetch.
It was important information. TM, thank you. It was...
I have a feeling it was mixed information.
So yes, currently Core and Farvald are all by the entrance. Paula is slowly going down by the stairs. She still sees how Gaki is erratically writing something, and he doesn't disturb her as he comes down. The whole party gathers outside of the Temple of Anaikron as Rafe joins them coming back from Temple of Harry.
So Polo joined the party again, or?
Yeah, he is the last
Or
one
spell.
to kind
Yeah,
of leave
okay,
the
got it. Okay. Good, so
So
well, now
what's-
everyone-
what do we do? What do we do next? Is there somebody else I should meet to make an intro into the political scene? Kua asks.
actually, I mean, actually, we were going to go to Helena, right?
Yeah. I mean, if we don't want to ask Ko to ask the Duke anything, then yeah.
Or we can do it the
Currently,
other
it's
way
about
around.
9:30 a.m. in the morning.
I will look really early. Mhm.
Why do we want to go to Helena, though? I forgot.
Me too.
What do we want?
Wait. Yeah.
I mean, what? Yeah. I mean, what's the agenda right now? The agenda
To talk
basically is-
about criminal activities of His Highness. We even made a note. So we're gonna go and we're gonna snitch on His Highness. To get...
But-
to maybe summon him, you know. So she calls for him, and then on his way, we're gonna kidnap him. Because
What
we
if
needed
she
a
says
reason
no?
for him to get out. If she says no,
Then she knows we want to ambush him
Well,
and bids us to do so. That's bad.
yeah.
Because if then happens something to him, then she knows who's responsible. Right?
yes.
But the idea is she trusts us.
Who knows? Maybe she trusts him more. I mean,
Hmm.
we don't know. Maybe in the end, he's the one who funds the whole Sandkeeper operation because he's the money behind it.
Then we need to investigate that first.
So we couldn't get into the house and we decided that it was a bad idea to attack the house.
Right.
Next step, we thought we're gonna meet outside, and the problem was he's just not gonna go out. So he
Mhm.
doesn't know us, and he's not gonna get, we don't want to raise awareness. So we needed some kind of a third party person to bait him out of the mansion. Like assign, make an appointment. That was the Helena. She was like important enough to kind of get him out of the mansion.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we can try that. So a possible reason could be that he wants to introduce His Highness to Quo as being the new player on the political landscape. I don't know. No, that
I
doesn't
thought
make
we're
sense.
just gonna tell her everything and see if she believes us, because we have Aymar, and she has the book. She has Aymar, who was a witness, and we have Quo, and so on and so on, and so we have a lot of proofs about His Highness being involved.
Okay.
So we wanted just to show our proofs.
Okay, yeah, why not? I mean, we're telling lots of... We don't keep secrets recently, so we can just try telling her everything.
Only Sass, but okay.
You mean only sus? We
Well,
decided
what
that
about
we
the
needed
leaf?
to make... What leaf? There is no leaf.
The message you didn't want to share with us.
You
After we
don't
shared
know
all of our
anything.
secrets with you. All of them.
I mean, since Polo was kind of so observant about his surroundings, did he notice anything? I mean, he
Yeah,
has like
yeah.
high passive perception of 21. Oh no, that's insight, damn it. But perception is still 17. Would Polo have noticed?
Yes.
Yes. Nice. What did Polo exactly
Great,
notice?
Great.
Did he see the node itself, or is it more the behavior of Sus?
No, not about that.
Then
Nothing suspicious.
another leaf, as I said.
There is no leaf. Nothing has happened.
The leaf is a lie.
Yes.
Mhm.
Nothing. There was nothing. There was nothing important.
Okay.
Maybe that message on the leaf was like, trust Elena and tell her everything. She's gonna trust you.
So, should we visit the friend of yours that you met? Elena Creel, right?
Not really a friend.
Mm,
A
Sas
socialist?
doesn't even know her. But
wait. Okay,
I
so
mean-
we're gonna have to introduce a few more people. Yeah.
I mean, Raven Forward kind of trusts her, right? So, Polo is so-so.
Yeah, partially.
Partially.
Yeah, because she didn't pay. But yeah.
partially trust. So it's really don't trust.
Oh, she's really the closest to important people that we have worked with without killing each other. Kind
We
of,
needed
yeah.
to make an alliance because we were doing all this all the time by ourselves, right? But this time we said, we cannot handle His Highness alone.
Actually, maybe we can, we just didn't try.
Okay, then let's.
But it
Let's
looks
not
very
go.
dangerous because he's really important, and that's why we should also talk to another person with power.
Yeah, okay, maybe we can put it like this. So, I mean, we're super useful, we provide lots of value to Helena. Why? First of all, we have information about His Highness, we have information about this whole conspiracy, which she is totally in the dark about. So she needs us. Then, second of all, we're not part of the Sandkeepers anymore, so we can act independently. Where she could not maybe investigate on His Highness, we can, because we're like a splinter group. And we're like, if anything happens, then they
Splinter
don't know
cell.
us. Yeah, so we're special forces in that case, and we are not bound by any loyalty or whatnot, not even to the Sandkeepers. So she can get her hands dirty without doing so, in fact. So we provide extreme value, and we tell her that. We offer her to investigate and then maybe take care of His Highness or at least get information. But on the contrary, we need maybe some help in terms of information about him we might not have yet first. Second of all, this time we want a big fat ass reward. Not like last time. This time we're gonna negotiate from the start. This is not gonna happen again.
Well,
Does that sound good?
what if she's. But what if she says that, no, 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 just don't touch him, he's fine. And then we have the problem you mentioned. In that case, we should not ask for a reward, but say, like, okay, so you don't know anything, and let's see if we
If-
can handle it.
I mean, if she says that we shouldn't touch him and that she thinks it's too risky and all of that, then we're like, okay, but if the Duke dies, it's on you. I mean, it's in her interest to defend the Duke because the Duke is securing her position. If someone else takes over the throne, her position will be threatened because people don't stick to the same Secret Service people, right? They put in someone they can trust, which is someone they know. So, and also she should do it for the Temple of Anachron and follow what got her in that part. Because it's about
Yeah,
the
you
bigger
can-
picture. Like, it's in
Yeah.
Anachron's interest. She would serve Anachron by helping us.
Yeah. Okay.
We have all the reasons in the world to request a big ass reward.
Farvald and Rave are in such an agreement now.
Yeah.
Okay. Please tell me what you're doing.
Elena.
Yeah,
We're
let's
gonna
just
talk to her.
request an audience with Elena.
Yeah.
Okay, then you're all going to Helena, please confirm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let me open my notes.
What was about Rizantar and Gaki? They didn't join us again, right?
Becky
I
is still
will
back in
tell
the-
them quickly, like, what I found out, that he was at the Rin Temple yesterday, and apparently he is trying to find his true god. So he might be going to different temples, cults, etc.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just posted for you a map of the Denver, just for you to realize. So you're currently gonna head to all the way to the fortress. It's number 4. It's on the western side of the docks. There is a small fortress with walls. This is where the office of Helena Creel, the head of the intelligence services, as well as the palace of a duke, was located. This is where you are heading right now. As you're going through the streets, you notice that currently the most trouble that causes to people and to the transportation, of course, all those layers of the ash which are stored erratically in different places. And you notice a couple dozens of soldiers in a white and blue stripe uniform who are currently being ordered to load all those ashes on the carriages and drive out from places. So the military is currently enforced to clean up the streets as of this moment. So you see way more of the city guard than you would usually see from your last visit. As you approach in the yard, the castle yard, you are being stopped by the entrance with a person holding the tower shield in his left hand and a spear in the right. He is currently wearing the lieutenant rank, so you recognize that he is not a simple soldier already, and he is asking the purpose of your visit.
Maybe Rafe, you should say something. You're most respected at the court from all of us, I suppose.
You think that everyone knows me? Well, let's see.
Everyone knows you. You're a tiefling princess.
I'm the tiefling princess now. Yeah, okay. Hello, Mr. Lieutenant.
Swift, very,
Comrade
very, very
Lieutenant.
swift. Smooth.
Agent Lieutenant. Already.
Yeah. Yeah, you might recognize me. So,
Quite
Rave, I've been him. What? You just said I'm very popular. Yeah,
That's
I've
lovely,
been.
by the way.
You don't see
No?
a sign of recognition in his face.
Okay,
You're just
a
another
princess from the
tiefling.
Tieflings King. Don't. Well, no.
Kill all the empty princess.
I'm not. Oh my god. I'm one of the princesses. Yeah, because there are some of the Tiefling Kingdom, and I've been here before a few times. We're here on an official visit. We didn't really plan it, but we hope that we might be able to do it. We need to talk to Helena about some very urgent matters that
Sas,
only she
please
should
roll
know.
for perception.
Oh my god, someone's gonna like attack me.
Another leaf falls down. Wait.
On me, yes, I wanna read it too.
12.
Uh,
Not seen much.
see much. You only see how there are maybe just a few of those ash flakes floating around in different directions. But other than that, nothing seems to be in particular interest.
Does
Helena,
the rave sound convincing in her story?
What would you say? How did she sound?
Doesn't sound convincing.
Because of the Mr. Lieutenant? Come on.
The soldier makes a few steps back quickly, and he kind of addresses to somebody standing hidden from your vision in a small niche in the inside of the gate. He shows you like with a couple of fingers to wait, and a minute or two passes, and he hears somebody shouting from inside of the wall. It's clear, and he is. Yeah, I will be escorting you to the office, and he's kind of, please, please follow me. And immediately as you enter in the main gates, you turn right and go by the wall. This is a very familiar pathway that you took before. A couple dozen meters from the wall, there would be a very tiny door leading to a staircase, disappearing somewhere in the insides of the wall. Yeah, please, you are being welcomed. Please follow through.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I won't say that anymore. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, we know the way.
Give me a few moments, please.
There's 5 of us.
Yeah, there is quite a lot.
It's like a huge band.
Before we were just 3 of us, right? Last time we were here.
Yeah, right.
But up to 7, even if we put Gaki and Rizantar. So we're a party of
But
7.
wait, we're 5?
Yeah, there are
Wait,
actually quite
5.
a lot. Yeah,
3
there are 5.
plus
Oh, well, I mean-
plus Quo.
Quo. Quo's coming with us?
Of
Okay. 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 I thought that Quo had like his meeting with the Duke.
Who cares about it?
But
It's in the afternoon.
okay. So he's gonna have time for every meeting. Okay.
I mean, he just arrived to the city.
First day already planning a kidnapping with us.
Good guy.
What is it?
Good guy.
I mean, does he know that we're
Okay,
here to
yes,
talk to Ellen
that's
about
the-
this?
Yeah, we told him everything.
What is the music?
I love the music. It's from
Wait, have we had it before for some situation?
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe when the farmer died.
Wait,
No?
No, it's different. It's a little bit different. But this one
Nice.
sounds sad too.
I hope that will be a bit. Wait. Let me set
What if
that
there's no
correct.
Helena anymore? There's someone else now.
Oh my god. No, come on. That cannot be. Otherwise, they wouldn't have let us in.
It's a trap. Like, aha, you're working for Helena. Backstab.
No. No, that would be
Okay,
too.
yeah, now
No.
way better. Yes. So, as you're walking in the tiny staircase all the way up in the inner world, that's a very easily defendable position as you're going further. You're soon seeing the door in front of you, and as you are approaching it, strong voice coming from inside of the room announces, "It's not closed. Come in."
Hey.
Rafe, Parvat, you recognize the voice. It belongs to Helena Creel. As you're entering the cabinet of hers, it looks the following way. And she herself, let me post a picture of her just in case for you. Yes. She is very well dressed. She is about 40 years old woman. All her table is filled with books and scrolls, but unlike the office of the Temple of Irene, everything seems to have an order and a rule too. Everything is organized to a millimeter in a way. This is not somebody who is, like, let's say, that chaotic. Everything must have its own place. That's the first impression that everybody have as you're following into the room. Most of the interior here is in a similar fashion as her dress, so the owner of this cabinet seems to have a lot of authority about how the working cabinet looks like and what items they are and in what style. So everything seems to be fit together, including her over there. Wait, I get a message or something. No, okay.
Okay, so I think Fowl steps in front of the group and makes his most courtly greeting, paired with a typical greeting of the followers of Anacreon, to make sure that Helena knows about his alignment. What was her full name again? Helena what?
Helena Creel.
For you.
Ah,
Acreal.
my greetings, Miss Creel. Thank you for having us. We come with very important information, crucial information, and offer help in very delicate state matters, which concern the safety of everyone.
Greetings. Yes, I remember very well our previous businesses with you. Mr. Bondavax, you're also here. That's a pleasant
Most
surprise.
certainly.
And Rikarthiki Epicus, pleasure to have you here again.
Him saying hi.
She gives you exactly the same greeting, Harvard. And as she looks at Kuo, and you might be, Kuo is making a step forward, and he is making a nod and saying, I am Kuo Karim of the Oak District, member of Emerald Council of the Druids Enclave of Kirinel, arrived here to service my people in order to boost our alliance with the Thir Kingdom. And as he is saying this, you notice a flickering of light coming from his forehead. You see how in the middle of his forehead appears a symbol. First, it flickers just a bit, but then you recognize that it looks like an oak tree. It pulsates a couple of times and then disappears, leaving no traces, no marks, nothing.
Okay. It's impressive, I guess.
I think those of you who have been at the Emeralds Council before, you should have seen this.
Yeah, just right.
Did they?
Those who were. So, and as he nods, she actually stands up and makes Nixon in front of him. Pleasure to have you here, O respected ambassador. I wish peace and prosperity for both of our nations. Back to your original. You have an interesting company, I must say. But judging by the place of your residence, I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
Well, interesting times make for interesting company. As much as I would like to say that matter of our appearance is a simple and a small and an insignificant one, it's not. We actually came here to talk to you about a conspiracy.
Okay, that
basically,
seems to be my thing.
Of course, we don't only come with information, we also come with proof. We also come with witnesses. And we also come with solutions. But at the same time, we also request your help. As you might have guessed, we have our own interests and our own motives to follow through with this whole operation. So we seek for a fruitful alliance for everyone.
Please continue.
How much did we actually tell Helena about the whole thing? I'm not so sure. What does she know? What does she not know?
I don't think that we ever talked about the cemetery to her. Or about the Order of True Knight.
Okay, do we just make it simple and say we tell her everything we know?
So previously you told her about the person, Roman Revenmar. You asked her to provide assistance about him and who he is.
Did we say why? Did we say why we wanted this information?
No.
Okay.
That was something that was being passed to her from Yanko, whom you originally ordered this to.
Mhm.
Other than that, you also asked her about the Order of True Knight, if she knows anything or recognizes symbols, and she had no idea. Okay.
I mean, do we just share everything with her? Like the whole story? That would kind of make it.
Of course, we're not
Easier.
gonna say about the Equalizer.
What? But that's basically
Well,
why
they're
we're
gonna put us
here.
in jail or something because everything is our fault. Or, yeah.
No, of course. Nice. So, but we're gonna talk about like the Order of the True Knight and Avengers Council, right?
Yeah. We will. But how do we explain how we know about it?
We will, yes.
I mean, we can start explaining once she asks.
I mean, you have a lot of information at your disposal. I don't know how much you remember. If you're just saying we're telling everything, I can assume a lot of things.
No.
That's why-
Not everything. Not everything.
Okay, so I think what we should tell
Important
her
things.
basically is that there is like this Order of the True Knight and they kill people, right? Important people. They might be behind tensions between the kingdoms, and they might also
tensions
be
between
endangering.
kingdoms.
No, wait,
Do you
wait.
mean-
This
We're
is
not talking yet.
this is-
Like,
we're still contemplating about. So I'm just making a pitch for what we tell her, but I still seek approval from the group before I tell her. So yeah, okay. Basically, Order of the True Knight. They kill people. They are dangerous. They might be dangerous for the Duke. They were probably already dangerous for the Shak, and so on and so on. They also abduct people, kind of. It's all magic. We want to prevent that for certain reasons. Also, like, because of Anachron, it's his souls, not whoever's souls, right? We don't mention Equalizer. And we know that His Highness is like deeply inside of the whole thing. He's like a centerpiece in this conspiracy. We don't know if the houses are connected, of the mighty families. But yeah, I think that should be enough incentive, right? That should be enough to tell her. And
So
make
this
her
is what you're
listen and
telling
tell.
her, yes?
Yeah, if no one
yeah, let's see
objects.
if she asks more.
Sus,
And
you agree?
Mhm. Do you want to say something else? As?
I'm gonna watch if she does anything suspicious. If she
Yeah.
presses any buttons or
Police,
makes
police.
any signals or
Yeah.
something
Hold up.
suspicious.
I think Farvelt is dropping again.
Paul
Yes.
was also like very observant. Very observant. Totally on edge.
Okay, he dropped.
We already
Indeed.
died. No.
Yes.
You can tell her
Internet
whatever
engineering.
you want. I cannot, affect. You are telling her whatever you are telling.
You're back. You're back now.
Doesn't matter what Sus thinks.
Okay.
Yeah, but Saz is part of the group. We value his opinion.
I mean, if Saz has some information that
Yeah, I
he
would like to
hasn't
remind
shared with us,
everyone
but
that Helena Creel, she's the head of the State Intelligence Services, which are named as Sandkeepers. You have previously had a deal with her, which she fulfilled to the word that she promised, even though you left quite unsatisfied with that, but that was the deal. And it's her direct responsibility to keep the state, as well as the Duke Mithral, safe. She is the head mage in the court, and many of the decisions actually, she serves an advisor in many things. That's what you would know for sure.
Okay, I'd like to, in addition to what I said, I'd like to add something to this. First of all, I would not mention His Highness' name. Instead, I would just say that the conspiracy goes deep into the very important circles of highly important people in the Thir Kingdom. That we have names, we have witnesses, and that we actually were willing to investigate, maybe neutralize a potential threat, or at least get information by operating outside of the of the state framework to keep everything less complicated, so that there's no official involvement, so it doesn't look bad.
Connecting the...
But
She's trying to connect the dots with everything what you are saying and with all the past conversations you had with her. So as you're trying to conceal the name, calling somebody by His Highness, she...
I'm not even saying this. I'm just saying we know that there are people involved, and they are very important.
Then they're very important. Then she says, if you have their names, you would be committing state crime of not telling me that. So I suspect they might be somebody from... are they somebody from Unsan family? Or Toliars? Or the person that you were actually actively chasing, Roman Mar, and his associates?
So, as you know, like as a fellow follower of Anachron, knowledge is of the highest price to us, but we cannot just give out that information quite now, because, as you might suspect, we run great personal risks. The moment we reveal names, we might step on people's toes. We might, get more attention than we want to and put ourselves in danger. So before we come to the names, we would require your assistance. Could we count on that?
She says, there are definitely many people on whose toes I've stepped in the manner of my service to the state. And some names that you have previously given me in terms of the letters and the conspiracy was a very interesting read indeed, both for me and the Duke. And since then he has changed a bit his attitude towards the Big Five and applied a few interesting policies to restrict them. So there is definitely a certain gratitude that could be expressed. At the same time, I like your proposition of being somebody on the side, as even in my position some things might be out of my reach, out of my control as much as I could. Sometimes my hands can be tied. So yeah, that's definitely, it's a valuable proposition to me. And we already worked before, so I don't need a recommendation from anyone. The full report that IMO has provided was more than enough. By the way, Eiffeld is recovering quite remarkably well. The extra supplies of food and medicine and clerics that we've sent there managed to recover most of the survived population.
I'm really happy to hear that, and to meet an open partner for discussion in you. So I'm sure you wouldn't regret having us, let's say, let's call it the special operations unit, working outside of the framework of law, which gives us more flexibility. But at the same time,
I cannot provide you with
resources.
I cannot provide you, if you are trying to be a Splinter Cell, I cannot provide you with the status of Sandkeepers.
No, that goes without saying.
Okay.
Still, we would require some resources.
Like what?
Yeah, what do you want?
Like,
I want to find Bob.
Yeah, before we
Yeah,
go
that's a
into
good one.
resources and supply, I guess we need to identify the target in task at hand. So you say you have
I don't know
names
how to say.
and suspicions. Is the Duke's life in danger?
First, we need to name our prize, guys.
A surprise.
First, we need to name. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we could just go for cash. That would be like easy for everyone involved, or we could go for like items, or we could go for like resources in terms of, I don't know, accesses, maybe access to the Sandkeeper traveling system. That might be quite handy.
That would be really cool.
Mhm. Which actually makes sense because maybe we even have to go to Tiefling Kingdom to follow through with
Yeah, do
everything.
you really
right?
want to go there? No, I just want to write to my father. We want to go to the Mage University.
Yeah, but anyways, we have to go through the whole country, so moving fast would be good. So, okay, we should ask for this. Anything else we need? I mean, with Bob, how can she help us with Bob?
I don't know, she doesn't seem to be that.
Ooh, she
What?
could give us contacts in the Mage University. I'm sure she has some contacts there. I mean, the Secret Service, Mage University. She sure has people on the
Yes,
payroll.
that access would be nice. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, in case they really wanted money for helping us, then that would help.
Yeah, or maybe even money wouldn't get us further. You know, who knows? So.
Yeah, but I mean, money is more like for items, not for mages.
Hmm. And on top of that, we need cash, I suppose.
What do you want to buy?
I don't know.
A +4 armor.
That would be quite nice. But I think this would be, if there is a +4 armor, it must be worth like 100,000 or so, maybe more. I don't know. So
Sure, yeah.
So, where we at? Koa is silently, quietly asking. I would like to ask for my people as well.
well, okay. So, as I'm sure you're aware, we are missing a friend in our party. Bob, whom you knew personally.
The wizard?
The wizard. Exactly.
He's a
Memorable
wizard,
character.
though, right?
What?
He's
She
the
uses
main
magic.
wizard.
No, she's a mage, but what she is exactly, it's
Ah, okay.
yeah. So
So he went missing in very mysterious circumstances, magic involved, and we're kind of still getting to the bottom of it.
yeah, I would need more details if you're doing a search and rescue operation.
You can share that information. She's from the same church anyway.
Yeah. So, Anacron was so generous to give Bob the opportunity to draw from a deck of many cards. Unfortunately, he went
We're
missing.
not saying that we have it. We're not saying that we have it.
You crazy, why are you telling her? She's just gonna kill us right here.
Why would she kill us? I don't see anything suspicious about that information, especially because she is part of the temple.
Doesn't mean she doesn't have ambitions. Yeah, it was just like you were like, yeah, she's from the same church anyway, so I was like, yeah, sure, and then I was like, no, damn. So
Wait,
yeah,
you
right, the
didn't-
last part.
A deck of many things? Interesting.
Yeah, Bob was a very nifty mage. Unfortunately, when he drew upon the cards, he went missing. And we
They
haven't seen
work
him
in
since.
mysterious ways.
They do. So for now, we're trying to get back to him, which means we can use all the help possible.
Can
Probably
you still
by
use the
people-
help of the deck to find him?
No, unfortunately not.
Why not?
It went missing with me.
Roll deception. It will be against her insight.
Shit. 12.
26.
Oh god. How much insight does she have?
26.
+9. God damn it.
She
If
is
she wants to draw,
she is keeping
I
a
don't
straight
care.
face and she is not saying back to you. Okay, that's interesting. So, do you want my assistance in his finding, right?
That would be most welcome. If you see yourself in a position to help here. If not, we were thinking about venturing to the Mage University. We're sure someone will have some answers that might help us. And you might just be the right person to have valuable contacts in that domain. Am I right?
I have a couple of groups working in that region. That is possible.
That would be a very great help for us.
Okay. You didn't answer the question.
Which one?
So, is Duke's life at stake here?
I think so. We can share what happened to
Probably
my father
yes.
as well.
Yes, probably yes. So, other leaders of other nations and people of importance and of power recently, as you might have heard, have been exposed to danger, like poisoning, etc. And we have reason to believe that all of this is connected. So it's only a matter of time before Duke himself might be in danger. We have nothing solid on that. There's no solid information, no dates, but we are most certain that it's only a matter of time before those people focus him as well.
Wait, now she is like this. Please look on the maps and lore.
Is she making suspicious movement? Casting any suspicious spells?
Maybe it
She's
was
not
her.
so mean.
It was her trying to poison the other leaders in the end. She was
Oh my
exactly what
God,
we're
come
talking
on.
about. Could be she's Secret Service.
I mean, we suspected that she might not be what we think, but no, come on.
Check
it would
maps and
be
lore channel.
the plot twist.
Hmm.
Now, as she changes in her face, your face structure becomes more like reminding you of an eagle who is about to chase somebody as she is leaning forward. In such case, I would need your discoveries, how they can be connected, and what you know, and who might be
Certainly.
behind that. Of course, false
Certainly.
accusations will not help anyone here and would only waste time and resource and would make me very unhappy. So
Most certainly, we can definitely share the details as there are many. And I want to emphasize it is information we gathered. So we have a general idea, but final conclusions still have to be drawn.
Okay. Are you telling her now all this back of the story?
No.
What are
No,
you
because
telling
it's just like lots of small information. We will do that. We're still discussing terms. As my friend Cole here mentioned, also he roots for his people. That might be a case you might help us with.
Is there anyone that is causing troubles specifically for you or the Emerald Council, Ambassador? And she turns to Cool. And this sudden change of talk and attention from his side. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I just only wanted to ensure that the caravans with assistance and materials will be arriving shortly, both to your people in Ironwood and Kirinal, so that our effort is not forgotten. Of course, if you can spare men, that would be the most welcome. But I actually planned to discuss it directly with the Duke as well. But having you on my side would definitely strengthen my position. She thinks for a second. Yeah, Kirinel has become a center of our attention recently since you changed your neutrality. So that's definitely been in our interest to have it all covered up well. Yeah, you can rely on my support on that question.
Thank you very much. Okay, so last and maybe one of the biggest points is that we can probably connect this whole conspiracy to the people going missing throughout the kingdom, and we're talking about thousands here. The case we were investigating in Ifield, this might just be the start. Maybe Denver is one of the next targets for harvesting. So you can see what we have to share is of great importance. And if we were to look into that for you, we would need certain resources. We know that we cannot be associated by any means with the Sandkeepers. However, we might have to investigate certain places, certain destinations in a short amount of time, which would be why taking part in the transportation system from Sandkeepers would enable us to do so way more efficiently. Could you grant us access?
She thinks for a second and I would need an object from each of the potential passengers in order to have a temporary passage through.
Perfect. That can easily be arranged.
I have some spare items. Yeah.
And finally, to fuel our mission, and since we cannot rely on associating with the Sandkeepers and on their, say, importance, it would be good to have financial means in order to let everything run smoothly.
Came to the point.
Like unlimited
This would
credit
make for the
cards.
This would make for the best outcome for everyone involved. And the fastest one.
You are already asking for a lot, and this can be.
Are we?
You seem to be quite resourceful, but this thing is still on the table, I would say. but I now need to hear everything that you know about the potential threat, disappearances of people in our kingdom and nearby, and how it all related to potential threat to the life of Duke. Tell me now.
I understand how this must sound like. I just want to keep in your mind, we could be most efficient with financial means for everyone's benefit. Okay, so I guess then now we can just wrap it up and tell her like the main points about the Order of the True Knight, what we know, like that some people, and also the Avengers Council, that somehow there seem to be conflicting parties and that there were some found dead. That's how we started to investigate.
Yeah.
About the Brask, and then eventually about His Highness, how they're connected, about the cemetery. Yes, makes
Are we
sense.
gonna mention his name, like now, like explicitly?
I think so. I mean, we dropped
Okay.
all the big buzzwords, like she's not going to be like, oh, but you can't touch this guy, not even if the Duke's in danger. I guess, right?
Okay.
Should we?
Yes,
Or
yes,
do you?
yes. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's clear that for her, like the Duke has priority.
And herself too, I suppose. So,
She didn't ask about. Okay.
So, you don't mention the equalizer by any means, or do you do? Because it's an integral part of it.
good question. I mean, if we mention the equalizer, we can maybe try to motivate her through an Akron, and how an Akron is against the equalizer as well. But I don't know, like, this is dangerous information. Can't we make it work without telling her about the equalizer? What do you think? Maybe we can tell her about the equalizer later, once we need more funds.
Yeah, but if the Order of the True Knight is collecting souls for the equalizer, then that would explain their reason, because otherwise, like, oh, they're collecting souls. Okay, why?
We can just
What do
say
they
we don't
do?
know exactly. We don't know exactly why. We're still finding out why. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, but it's a fact. We're not making up that there were like 1,500 people missing, right? So
No, that's not important. Yeah.
Not important. Yeah.
We also don't know how many people from the actual people that were not missing died because of, they were like skeletons almost at the end.
Yeah. that was not my point. Like I was just saying, I think the story and the motive and everything stands, even if we don't mention the equalizer, because obviously those people, they do mean stuff. I mean, they kill people, they abduct people, they threaten the Duke himself and powerful people. They threaten the order in the kingdom. So that alone is reason enough. I mean, if at some point we feel like, okay, she's still not quite buying it, then we might tell her about the equalizer and all of this. But why now? I don't see the why. Do you see a why? I mean, maybe there's a good reason, but I don't see it.
She knows about the Avengers Council and that they were actually protecting the tombs. She knows about the
Because
tombs.
if you're not
or
talking
does she
about
not?
equalizer, you also have to talk about Avengers Council. That's the same time.
I mean, we could mention the Avengers Council, that there seem to be like two competing factions. One is the Order of the True Knight, other is the Avengers Council. We don't know exactly why, right? We just know that the Avengers Council is kind of also being killed. So they are people of importance, so maybe allies to reach out to. Let's see. I mean, she cannot be part of the Avengers Council, because otherwise she would be dead, because the Circle from Denver is already dead. So that means she's not really enlightened, which means, worst case, she's part of the Order of the True Knight. Or she's just a neutral party. Yeah? And if she's Order of the True Knight, then we don't want to tell her that we know everything.
Yeah, of course.
But we want her funding. So.
Okay, so you only avoiding the topic of the equalizer and his tombs.
The
Yes.
Equalizer, his tombs, and the true purpose of the Avengers Council as well as the Order of the True Knight. But I think the story makes sense by that point already.
Okay, so you tell her about your investigation and cemetery facility. You tell her about Roman Rivenmar, who you've seen there, and whom you were investigating earlier, and that's why you were interested in him in the first place. You also learn that you are being pursued by them several times. That there were attempts on
Oh
your
yeah,
life.
by the
or some-
Azumar.
Yes.
somewhat.
We're in danger. Mhm.
That's caused you fleeing from the capital. What you tell her about what you've seen again in Eiffel, the Brask, his
Mhm.
diary, and what was it like?
Mhm.
What was his mission? What he was trying to accomplish?
Mhm.
He was harvesting people. You tell
Yeah.
her that there are several other people, several other places in the world where similar harvesting has already happened. Not only in the human kingdom, but also in Tiefling and in Chathlands.
Exactly. Yeah. It's important.
You also tell her
Maybe she
that,
already knows about that part, yeah.
that they might be behind the instability and the whole war on the Orcs frontier.
Mm-hmm.
That they were bringing the escalation to it.
Because the shaman were killed also. Shamans.
Yes, shamans and human lords.
Mm-hmm.
And Rafe is including the point about her own father, that
Being
he
poisoned,
was
yeah.
poisoned but got recovered. But let's say Shah wasn't that lucky. Yes. So something similar can happen to the Duke Mithral. So you're making this scheme with her.
And I think I also disclosed the part about Mavawa's
Does Farwell
mission.
disclose the part of his past and what he has
What?
done?
What?
Not to
He's
the
the soul
not to the
little
whole
less.
extent. He just
Ah.
clearly states that he is the champion of Anachron, and that the way, I mean, we can kind of explain to her why different people are stakeholders in this mission, right? And so Farwell's background story would be that Anachron actually set him on this path because those souls that are being harvested, they're being taken from Anachron. And Farwell's mission is to kind of represent Anachron's will and interests here. So he's a champion of Anachron. So he puts like this idea of it's also Anachron's fight there to motivate
Okay.
her.
Okay. Polo is not adding anything, right?
Polo is kind of adding that he's there because his mentor was being killed, which is basically how he
Okay.
got there. But that's basically it, yeah.
Okay, and then you also, last point, you mentioned that there is a faction which is opposing them and who is being meticulously killed all over the place. You know some members which were in Ironwood. You know one member that was your mentor. And Koa's uncle was one of them as well. Yes, but you don't go in great details about that. Okay. Interesting. She keeps a very interested posture, conversation. She doesn't stop you in your monologue as you're describing those twists about your investigation and all the insights you've learned along your path. She, several times as you're mentioning the names and places that you visited, she a few times collects a few papers from her table and she's making a few notes on the go. As this happens, maybe it takes you half an hour or more to tell the whole story, the whole investigation. During this time, once somebody knocked in the door, and she was like, "Do not disturb me until lunch." And the person, there were quickly steps going downstairs. As one of the times she even stepped up from her chair and completely closed the curtain on the window, leaving it lit only by a couple of candles she lit up with the power of her magic. So, based on her own behavior, you don't need to roll for that. She's quite agitated by everything what you're saying.
So while Polo's observing her, does he understand why she's agitated? I mean, Fallout is talking, but Polo's observing, and why is he agitated? Does she feel like in danger, exposed, concerned for the Duke, for herself?
Roll for insight. Yes.
With advantage?
Ro-
Because I have
just-
half an hour. I mean, I have half an hour watching her. Okay. Insight. Okay. 28.
Sometimes lucky.
very
It's a
good.
plus 11. You don't have to be lucky for that.
Yeah, I mean that is high.
Still it's 17.
Crazy, plus 11. Yes, as you're observing her, you are also starting to think back at your times at your family. And you're thinking about the times when your father had a pet eagle back then. And this eagle was in a similar state of agitation when he was just about to leave for a hunt. So her posture, her movements were all as an eagle who has found the target, the prey, and about to start the chase.
Mhm.
So she's genuinely excited
Okay.
about this. Okay. So this
Okay.
kind of mood.
But this is good. So she doesn't seem to be part of the Order of the True Knight. Given her reaction, which I saw.
She doesn't also care about the guy, so
Interesting stories. So as she takes like a couple of minutes to kind of collect this whole information, she settles down on the table and she continues. Yeah, you definitely brought something very interesting theory to the table, which might explain certain events. Of course, everything what you are claiming it's fairly big scale, and I cannot just take it for granted. But yeah, I have a feeling that you might be on the right path. I was very curious last time we met. Why would someone like you be interested in Roman Revenbar, a very decent and outstanding member of a court who've always been very notable in his donation and financial support of a crown and its endeavors? But I found myself thinking that I was never really questioning him and the manner how he was obtaining the funds. I just got curious. You pushed me towards this curiosity. So I actually had your friend Aimo to look after our common person of interest. He said it was not a simple task. He said he had to mobilize a network to try to make a few connections. I wish only his network was having a smaller hauls to catch all the fish that was possible. Nonetheless, I found a few interesting things that previously were not known about him. First of all, I must say, this is one of the people for whom even Sand Keepers wouldn't be easily authorized to act against, especially due to his recent financial support of building an armada, which is now chasing after the beast at the sea, in the Bay of Denver, which disrupts the whole trade.
We have
Ask
to
him
kill
how
him.
much. How much
We
did it
have to
cost?
kill him. We have
How-
to kill him.
Yeah.
How much
He
would they
has
pay us to
provided-
get rid
he
of the
has
dragon?
provided a couple dozens of ships with a full crew, as well as supported building on a similar scale. He was very generous about that, and the Duke was very happy of someone this outstandingly supporting him in this thing. So
Why would we care about
now,
that?
if I would be openly questioning his intentions and doing an open investigation against him, that wouldn't look really nice on me from the Duke's side. So, yeah, I had to do it kind of quietly, and Aimo's job was also quiet. What he learned is that a person of a similar constitution, like Roman, has been periodically seen quite frequently in the docks. And he was often visiting one of the private warehouses which are registered on Lodiulis Emporium. Yes, this warehouse, according to the official documents, it's a middle ground for supplying from Dvenets to Tandori. It doesn't usually keep the goods for long. They often travel from place to place. This is like a middle point. However, now with all the trades that has been halted, this warehouse is empty. All the goods were passed away. So, as promising this might lead is, until the trade is restored, it would be hard to discover more at this moment. We need the beast dead and the trade restored to learn more. But yeah, his connections with the Lodiuli is something new to me. Oh wait, let me open my notes. Yep. Yeah, considering what you are just saying right now, I'm trying to think why would someone of this importance, someone who has never really been bothered by the state, someone who was always a wild supporter of the Duke Mithral, would conduct something like this on its own citizens. Of course, the fact that what you just mentioned about cemetery couldn't be left unchecked. I might need to organize an accidental check-in of that place, and that's just too wild to be true. But your accounts and the way how you behaved yourself back in Irefield leave a little bit of doubt that you are telling lies about somebody that outstanding. As per Roman himself, yeah, it would be fairly simple to, of course, call him in and just for questioning, but even that could be considered as offensive from his side. Nonetheless, the IMO, according to latest report, Roman Ravenmar is currently not in Denver, as he is left with a caravan to the southeast 2 weeks ago.
Where exactly in the southeast?
He claimed that he is not able to join the beast hunting on sea because he has some private business at hand, some family matters to deal with. The Duke was the most persuaded by that and just let his supporter go.
Wait. Southeast?
Yeah, I'm thinking
Sense?
about.
Probably in direction of a monastery.
Most
So-
likely.
His mansion is currently the net of Imo is closely following the mansion. But there was not a single person leaving or coming in his absence. So the mansion is up for investigation, maybe. But
Yeah,
it definitely couldn't be authorized or sanctioned by Sandkeepers. Unless a Splinter Cell group like you could assist in that.
no, nobody has to know.
You have a master with you, and she turns to Paula.
Well, that much is true. And it so happens that I already briefly investigated the mansion, but I know this is not an easy one. And this is on a level of difficulty which involves lots of magic protection. I'm afraid we might not be fully equipped to deal with that. I can basically get wherever I want, but once there's magical protection, it gets a bit more difficult, and since we're missing our outstanding wizard Bob, we might need, maybe certain artifacts, anything you can provide.
Scrolls.
Yes.
Let me see. I might have a person in mind with whom I had a frequent contact, who might work in a interesting direction for both of us, whom could be joining you. But I
Who would
need
that
to
be?
check.
Polo asks.
Since you're not dealing with magical traps, not sure that his name is gonna tell you a lot. That's a bit different industry domain. But yeah, we shall see. That's a valid point that you're offering. Somebody like Robin Ravenmore definitely wouldn't leave his mansion unattended and up for the taking. Neither for the simple burglars, nor for someone better prepared. Neither would I, of course.
The thing is, this urgent business of His Highness, we might have to follow him quite soon. When you say that he's traveling to southeast, one of our sources, of our informants, Polo says, is there. One of our main sources of information. He might actually be in immediate danger. So I asked him, how can we use the transporting system of the Sandkeepers? Because if I'm not mistaken, there was a portal in the southeast. Is that correct?
You seem to be quite observant. Yeah, you
Always.
probably have seen the map back in the bubble. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay. That is good. So then we have a course of action. Plan of action.
Sounds like we're gonna do all the dirty job again, right?
We always do.
Why?
Yeah, I have to warn you that no matter how fulfilling is the picture for you, in case something goes wrong, or everything is not as you expect. There shouldn't be ties to
Sure.
the Duke or Sandkeepers or me. Is it clear?
Obviously. So, now that we kind of established what will be the next courses of action, can we ask again for some financial support to fuel the mission? We have quite a lot of things to do and run quite substantial risks.
Based on the story you've told me, maybe there is something more I could provide to you other than those golden daggers you're carrying with you.
What would that be?
Silver dagger. It sounds like a scam again.
If you have anything in particular you think that might help you, of course, I have something that is stored for the covered ops, which are not part of general ledger.
A wish spell scroll.
I wish.
No.
So, other than
Maybe
that,
we can come back to you once we brainstormed.
certainly. I also need to pull a few strings.
She didn't give us anything.
Well, we're gonna think about what she might give us, and she will also propose something if we don't come up with something.
So since we don't know exactly when we're gonna see each other the next time, what was about the possible connections you would offer us at Mage University for our search of Bob?
Yeah, I
Because
have
maybe
a
we
group.
might just pass along.
I still have a group there which has previously been investigating the cult of demonologists. So they're still stationed there and awaiting further orders. So if you are interested in finding them and talking with them on whatever matters you might find the Mage University for, yeah, you could ask this, and she writes it in a note. A couple of names for you and location. So please mark it that you have it.
Okay,
Well,
who should keep it? Do you wanna keep it?
you can keep it. You keep everything of information. So just
Yeah.
notes with information about Mage Circle. Was it? It's a Mage Circle.
Mage
It's-
University.
Right.
Yeah. About demonologist?
So it's Linda's Mage
Demon-
University.
Oh, demonologists. Why does she have ties to demonologists? Interesting.
If you're asking her, she briefly tells you that a couple of months ago, there were a few of the demonology circles discovered in Denver, and there were some victims. And with the help of Paladins of Pelor, the traces led back to Mage University, and a rogue mage group of demonology has been discovered there.
Those are the
So-
people we should contact for information.
Yes, they will provide any assistance that's it's in their powers.
So they're on Sandkeeper's payroll now. After
They?
committing crimes.
No, this is a group that this is the Sandkeepers who are working there.
Okay. Got it.
We need help from mages, not from Scent Keepers group.
They're mages.
I can provide
Scam.
you a few of my acquaintance with whom I had the honor of studying. They are currently, some of them are serving as members of the staff. And she adds a couple more names in the list.
Okay. Start.
So we just told you, like, we just told her 2 months of our research,
Or more?
and she just told us, yeah, go away and ask those guys. Maybe they will help you.
Yeah, we didn't get any money. We still didn't get the access to a traveling system. We got nothing.
So
We will get the access to a travel system, I guess.
yeah, this is something that is just in progress. If you
Mhm.
wanna just wait for some time, and then you can come back for it.
I mean, ask for some items. If we come back, then we're gonna get scammed. Like, I think.
Yeah, so just
should-
that's
Yeah,
what I'm
those-
saying. Like, she can provide you certain equipment and help, monetary, like let's say supply for your expenses. Just come up with a list and what's reasonable she would be providing, based on the information you gave for her. So yeah, that's gonna happen. It's just not happening right now. She's not taking it out of her pocket.
Okay. Let's trust her. Maybe any further information about His Highness himself? Like, just in case we encounter him at some point. Is he like a normal human aristocrat? Or we heard that he seems to be rather night and day active. Anything we should be prepared for? Is he a mage? Is he a fighter?
I'll tell you in a second. 1 second.
So he was our only lead, and he's gone from Dunwell.
Well, we have his mention to check out, and we have kind of official permission to do so. Let's say he doesn't
Unofficial.
catch us. Yeah, unofficial, official. Officially
So,
unofficial.
based on the, like, he has been known to be a very sturdy warrior, somebody who is not really going easily down in fight and never surrenders, always fights until the end. He, based on his wealth, he is most likely having very exclusive and rare items based on his connection with Laduli Emporium.
Yeah.
So, in
And-
case of equipment and like his personal gear, he is somebody who possesses and knows some magic, but he is mostly, let's say, he's mostly a warrior. He knows some spells. But what comes to magic equipment of his, that's unknown.
Okay. So we have a
As
vampire with
per-
magic equipment.
As per his
Right.
caravan that he has left, according to Aimo, there were a couple dozens of horse riders with him in fine, like full plates. Nothing special, seems to be a normal convoy of a noble going outdoors, outside of capital. Decent,
Is there a
but
way
not too
we can
much.
locate him?
Yes.
There
There is
is
a
a
way.
magic. Yes.
Correct.
Mhm.
Correct. There is a way.
That
Do you-
information would be helpful.
I could try to do that, but I cannot guarantee success, as if you know about such magic, you also know that there is a protection against such magic existing. So, yeah. I guess in the name of an Icron, that is permissible.
To his glory. Hoffman says.
Anakran should know where he is. He knows everything.
Of course he knows.
He wants to talk.
Nothing could be protected. Okay, I mean, Saz doesn't need anything. We didn't find out anything about Bob, and
So, yeah, now I think.
yeah.
Do you have any more questions to her? I think now would be a good time for you to discuss your equipment plan. What would you like to do, and what exactly will be your next step, and how do you want to prepare? As she is like in the end of your audience with her, she mentions to you, Farwell specifically, that you might be interested in a cult of Salamander that has recently ravaged temple. And for you, I can freely tell that most of the witnesses' accounts say that the salamanders, or creatures looking like them, appeared first in Ashway district in town. So if you look at the Ashway, if you look at the map of the town, and the maps in their channel, that would be inside of the wall on the western Orange district. This is a place where most of the high noble houses are located, and she currently has a team of sandkeepers following the leads there, trying to pinpoint
Most
the
of
exact
the-
location.
So that means like the 5 big families also reside there.
Yeah, you would know because you visited Sabretas Ulrich mansion there for the chest.
Yeah.
Our favorite place.
Howard remembers.
We
Farwat
just want to
remember,
forget.
Paula remembers, everybody knows, yes.
Paulo wasn't there.
Do we want to go back to show it to Polo? No. Incest.
So,
Okay. Yeah, thank you
yeah,
very
if-
much for that lead.
so she tells to Farwell if he would like to join one of her teams. She would understand.
This is difficult. This is
Keepers are well
difficult.
prepared.
I mean, Necron set him on a different path, right?
I mean, I don't know what he says, but sure.
Yeah, Paolo doesn't know either. So he expresses his uncertainty that it's like one way of one explicit task of an Necron against this very important issue, which definitely also has like a importance. But even being the champion, Howard feels a bit confused about the priorities here.
Power Rangers is our priority. Yes. Come on, we should
Necron
continue our
is
adventures together.
Yeah, so that's for Farwell to decide. Other than that,
So-
do you have anything else?
So yeah, Paulo actually mentions. So since we're talking about the attack on the Temple of Necron, We've been there recently, and I couldn't help but notice that there are like traces of sulfur lying in the burned parts of the library of the temple. Maybe that can help in terms of for your investigations. Maybe there were some alchemists. Maybe there was some conjuring of those creatures.
Yeah, I will let my team know. Thanks for that. Let's see if they have that, if they picked up this detail or not.
Okay. Also, do you have like maybe a way to securely communicate with people throughout the whole kingdom in a short amount of time? We might have to inform our source in the southeast that he might be in immediate danger. And that's a very important source. We don't want it to go silent.
There is a way, of course. But how trustworthy your source to anyone but you?
What was the question?
Would your source trust somebody else coming to him on your behalf?
Oof.
You better than me should know
Maybe.
how the networking
Yes.
exists.
Yes, I think I can yeah, send the right message that he would understand. Okay, so I'll just write it down and you make sure it gets to him.
Okay. You would need to describe me him, who he is, how he looks like, and if you have any object from him. Yeah, by the way, don't forget to ask one object from each of you for the ritual, for the bubble.
I mean, I would try to like next. We're not checking the. Okay. We will.
You can add it in the chat.
So unfortunately, I don't have an object of him. But actually, it is enough if the message would be delivered to a certain place, and then just on the that you'll find him. I'll make sure of that. I can just give you the address.
Okay. Yeah, please provide the address. Yeah, I think this would be the moment where would be ending the game, as the party has just disclosed everything they learned, all the investigation to the second person behind the throne of the Third Kingdom, the head of intelligence service called Sandkeepers, Helena Creel. And yes, they agreed to be her splinter cell group for something which she cannot sanction directly. And yeah, I wonder where does the party go from here now.
Yeah, I mean,
Fancy
that was
goes
a
to
very...
Adventurers Guild.
Oh, we wanted to go there too. Yes.
Because we have a
I
free
wanted to go
training.
there.
Let's go for side quests. So it's another night quest.
We have a free training. Come on, no.
It's like, imagine
we
in
have
the
a free
game, like,
training?
make sure you complete all the quests before you proceed now, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Some
This
people
is
do
your
that,
final
yeah.
quest. Make sure you complete all the previous quests.
Or is
It's
this a
not going to
tactical
work that
session?
way here. Sorry.
No, there are just too many, yeah. Everyone's gonna die before we get there, yeah.
We also need to kind of tell our dragon friend. I don't want him to die. When there's a whole armada going his way, we can just send him a note in Draconic or so and be like,
He will be fine. He's a dragon.
No,
No,
come
he
on.
can
He
die.
will not be fine with a whole armada. I mean, he's gonna be okay with a ship, but like with a lot of weapons. You know that he's pretty peaceful. Like, he's nice. He just
He's
looks big.
underwater. He's under the water.
And
the
so
ships
what?
are
But
above the water.
yeah, but the ships have, I don't know,
What?
I mean,
weapons underwater, I guess.
the ships are funded by this crazy rich dude, and he knows lots about magic and magic items. So
He
will
was
have
one
some
of the
dragon killer weapon.
most important sponsors for it. Yes, not the only, but one of them. So there's quite a lot of people who are currently losing a lot of money because of the trade restrictions, who chipped in to resolve this.
Okay.
The dragon should just
still,
go
I
to the
mean-
Tiefling's kingdom.
La, la, la.
Yeah, and I should write to my father, like, to receive him there and to protect him in case he's been chased. Because we can consider him a protected ancestor from us. Yeah.
It's the water
But
dragon.
wouldn't it then
You're
look
the
like
fire.
the? Wouldn't it then?
It
look
doesn't
like,
matter.
your
It's
people
still a
sent
dragon.
him? It wouldn't.
What?
Wouldn't it look then like your people sent him over to cause havoc? Wouldn't that cause a war? When people will be like, "Oh, of course it was a tiefling dragon, and now he's going for refuge to the tiefling kingdom."
So
They
we're
send
just
us
gonna
this
let him
dragon.
die?
No, we're gonna tell him, "Hey, there's an armada coming your way. Maybe go pillage somewhere else. Just stay out
Where?
of trouble." No, maybe. Oh yeah, I know. Like here, the pirates. You can just pillage the pirates. You know.
Pirates also
Just-
participate.
Exactly. Like, isn't it just pirates that actually own the ship?
No.
No, it's like merchants and stuff, but
Merchants, pirates, army, just recruited people, mercenaries. There's a very she can tell you that it's pretty like a diversified amount of parties who are interested in just keeping things as they were.
he can just lay
Some
low.
dwarves
Like, let's
with
say,
inventions.
I mean, he can just go, I don't know, go on vacation for like 3 months to a different continent, something like that. The amount
Even
of money it costs them
Tritons.
to. Still, I mean, the amount of money it costs them to uphold this operation, and if they then don't find them,
Yeah, I mean,
mean, they're
they
just gonna
will run out of
bootstrap.
money eventually.
Yeah.
If the dragon can just hide for a long time, then they're just gonna give up.
But if he hides, then trade continues. So they get money from trade.
And then,
But they still lose more money than they make.
But they still make
Come
more
on,
than without trade.
but nothing is infinite, you know. Like, crime investigations, after a few years of looking for answers, if they don't find any trace, like, they close it. So
I have a question. Like, thanks everybody who is still watching. I hope it's not just us. I wonder if Sebastian was watching us today. Surian, couple of
he
regulars.
was watching a little bit at the beginning. I don't know if he continued like all the way, but at the beginning he was there. I was like, oh, okay.
And he had to write something. Like, I wanna know people's opinion about the intro that you make.
We demand attention.
Yes, please.
I mean, today was interesting in that way that so many puzzle pieces came together. Like all of a sudden, I don't know. I think many sessions led to today's session. In the end, not much happened except that we kind of talked about what we were suspecting already. But it's interesting. So now we have Helena hopefully on our side. Let's see.
Yeah, but if something goes wrong, it was not about her.
Keep in mind,
Yeah.
you told her about the deck.
Yeah, she might try to kill us at some point. Let's see.
And we can offer her like to draw cards if she wants to.
Or we can kill her first.
No, I mean she can draw cards. We know that at the end we're gonna have the cards back. Why not? It's up to her. She might get like also disappeared like Bob. But it's not her fault. It was her decision, like Bob's decision.
But I mean, like, if at some point we run into conflict with her, we can just I mean, we can just kill her, and then I'm gonna offer her soul to Anacreon, and
Ooh.
that must be worth so
No,
much
no, no,
because
no,
he
no.
has so much wisdom and information that will just
No,
boost
we're
me up
not.
the rank.
We're not killing her. You can just come up with your nice excuses. Anacron chose me to keep the deck of many things. It
And
was
she's
supposed to
just
be used
gonna.
just by me and by my party. Talk to him. If he doesn't answer you, it's because you're not there
Wait,
yet.
what
Like
do you mean
he
he
talks to
chose
me,
you?
something like that. Not me. Like I'm telling Farwell what he should say if Elena continues like on the topic.
Yeah, of course, it might actually be like maybe she's also like a champion of Anacreon or something like this, and then there might be a
Religious
conflict.
jealousy.
Who's the bigger champion? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, but
Let's
then
see.
she has to understand someone had to be chosen. Maybe he has more objects and she's gonna be given a better one or another one.
Oh, talking about the deck of many things. Actually,
No, you won't
wait.
draw it.
No, I don't want to draw it, but I want to have it because Farbold realized how interested Helena was in the deck, and now he's like slightly concerned that she's trying to get it at some point. And as
But are you
champion of
sure? Like,
Necron, he would feel
you
safer
just have a
guarding it
backpack.
himself.
You're gonna keep it in the temple?
No, I'm not gonna keep
Do
it
you
in the
really
temple.
wanna? Or do you wanna
Um,
keep it in your backpack instead of my bag of holding that
I'm
is?
gonna screw a special pocket on the inside of my armor so that I wear it
Oh my
against my
god!
armor.
Your
It's not for
armor.
use.
Sure.
It's gonna be sweat and all of that.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll
it's not
be-
mine. If you wanna keep
I'll
it.
be closing the stream now. I want to say thanks to everybody who joined along or maybe watching in future. The party now made a. It was a distant milestone, I would say, today. You might think that nothing happened, but as Gerhard said, a lot happened actually. So I'm really wondering where the Power Rangers are gonna go and what they're gonna do. Very curious.
We're gonna go to
So-
Adventures Guild for trading,
So,
free trading.
It's up
Why
to
is it free?
It's up to
It
the
is free.
Power Rangers to surprise us and me as well.
The mansion.
Thanks everybody who joined. See you next week.